up early in the morning. Don't get home too late at night. Don't believe in overworking, and I never treat a woman right. 'Cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man. I like to be the center of attraction. Let the people know just who I am. Like my movie shows with lots of action. Take my beer straight from the can. 'Cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man. I'm not the type for settling down or raising a family. Just give me a room with music and dice. That's the place for me. I never like to lose a nickel, although I am a gambling fan. Smoke the cigarettes until my throat is raw. Don't believe in living to a plan. 'Cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man. I'm not the type for settling down or raising a family. Just give me a room with music and dice. That's the place for me. I never like to lose a nickel, although I am a gambling fan. Smoke the cigarettes until my throat is raw. Don't believe in living to a plan. 'Cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man, 'cause I'm a man.
Get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell.
Cause I'm a man. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday night to you all. We are less than 2 weeks away from the Living Dead weekend, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or Monroeville, Pennsylvania, more specifically. And I'm joined tonight. It's for Romero fan roundtable number 7, and it's the countdown to Living Dead weekend. I'm joined by a whole slew of cast of characters here, and I got maybe a couple more on the way. So stay tuned. We'll see. But joining me tonight, of course, you guys know him, you love him. He's almost on this channel more than I am at this point. But Matt Landrum, what's going on, brother?
How's it going? Good to see you. You're right, dude. This is what three weekends in a row.
3 weeks,
so.
yeah, 3 weekends in a row. You're just gonna become like you and Michelle specifically are gonna become like my just permanent co-hosts at this point. I think
That's all good, man. Anytime you need some help, you just let me know. I'll be on here. So
I could use all the help I can get. Trust me, and you're the best help a man could have. So thank you very much. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
And back again next to Matt, we got From Music and Monsters over on YouTube. Check him out. He does Thursday of the Dead every Thursday. Never misses. I don't know how you do it, honestly. Like, you've been doing how long have you been doing this, and you never miss a day? You always find something to do a video on. Like, if I had to do that,
I've missed days. I missed 4 or 5 weeks in 2019 after the stroke, and I had some banked. So that. It was Dawn of the Dead Thursday at that point. But anyway, it's a challenge. I find ways. What I end up doing is I'm working my day job and usually editing my episode same time. Multitasking.
It's a good way. Good use of your work time. I wish I could do that. Usually I'm driving most of the time, so I'm unable to. But everybody, Mr. Jace Whitman, and be joining us Living Dead weekend here in a few weeks. More like a week and a half. It's snuck up. It's so like
Dude.
Jesus Christ, like it's here.
Yeah. Very
not-
quickly.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just like like Larry. I was talking to Larry about that the other day because Larry was talking about all the shit that he's working on and having to get together and rushing to pull together last minute. And I'm just like, dude, I can't even imagine because I feel fucking overwhelmed and just like, oh my god, like do I need to bring this? Do I need to bring this? Like, yeah, Michelle's back.
I had to relocate. My internet's being a bitch.
Well, you are the queen of technical difficulties.
Well, that's
right.
why I have left that title on there for quite some time.
Well,
It's
it's
always
perfectly
me.
fitting. Well, welcome back. Hope you stay this time. Stay a little
Thanks.
longer. Dance all night. Dance a little longer. We got my man Synth, Mr. Andy Joyce, Synth Addicts, back with us. What's going on, my man?
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna as much as I want to stay for the 3 or 4 hour session, whatever it is. Unfortunately, I have to make some money for Living Dead weekend still, so I'm gonna have to cut out a little early tonight, probably around 10 o'clock my time. So, but I'll hang as long as I can. But I got to make that goddamn money. So
I feel you.
got to make the got to make the filthy lucre, as they say. So.
Well, watch your language, sir. Not just a family show or not.
Exactly.
Next to Andy, we got Mr. John Vulo back with us once again. What's up, John? How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Good to see you all and talk to you guys sort of face to face, and we will in a little bit. So that's exciting.
Right.
Yeah. And next to John, my man Todd, Riverman from Revival House. What's going on, Todd? Welcome
What's going
back
on,
to the
guys?
show.
It's nice to be on. I watch you guys all the time. I feel like I know you guys. I haven't really got to talk to every one of you, so I appreciate having me on the show. So thanks, guys.
And you're going to be at Living Dead weekend, and it's your first trip to the mall as a huge
Yep.
Dawn of the Dead fan. This is going to be
Very
your
exciting.
cherries finally being popped, and I'm excited to experience that with you.
I have been waiting for this for, I've been a fan. I'm 41 now, so ever since I was 7, like I was a fan of Dawn of the Dead, and I always wanted to go to the mall, but I've never went to the mall before. And then money wise and everything happens, you know how it goes. But Alpha's like, you got to go. Of course, it's getting demolished. So I have no excuse,
Yeah, it's now or never. I'm glad you're finally getting to go. I'm finally getting to meet you in person. I spend like 4 hours every other Friday night over on your channel with you guys. So can't get enough. I was like, hey, come on over tomorrow night. Let's hang out some more.
And if anybody's curious about the glasses, I have sensitive eyes. Sorry, guys. I can't really see you, but
nah, you just think you're hot shit. You're cool.
Well,
I thought you were just being cool.
I thought it was
so
a
that's-
fashion statement. Yeah.
the way
it's-
the lighting is in my living room, that I'm fucking white as Casper. So there you go.
It's like
Yeah,
Corey
but
Hart. You wear your sunglasses at night. So
That's right.
usually.
Yeah, down below John, we got the queen of technical difficulties herself, all the way from Canada, looking like Nosferatu down there.
Right? I know. I wasn't planning on being in here. I would have tried to adjust. It's always the same, though. What can you do?
It's all right. It's all right. You have it gives you a very like Morticia Adams, Lily
you
Munster
go.
type of look, so it works.
You're looking kind of pasty, eh? What's that all about?
A boot. I don't know what it's a boot. I don't know.
You don't get much sun up in Canada, so it's understandable.
We
It's all
don't.
right.
We
I don't get
don't.
much sun here either, so it's fine.
It was snowing yesterday in Cape Breton, so I'm grateful to be on the southern end of Nova Scotia.
Wow, Jesus.
yeah, it's
I
funny.
know,
I'm
I
usually
saw
the
some
whitest
pictures.
face in the room. I'm Mr. Pasty. So
Oh, I'm pretty pasty too. So there you go.
So am I.
Well, it's funny. We're covering all coasts, multiple countries here. Like this is a really well-rounded roundtable. We got the East Coast represented with John and Matt all the way down to Atlanta. That's technically East Coast. You're on the eastern part of the country. We got the Midwest, myself and Todd here. We got the West Coast represented. We even got Canada represented, y'all. So, so yeah, we're all over the place. But good to see everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat. I did see my boy Jeff pop in with a super sticker, $1.49. What's going on, man? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it was funny, before I got on here, I was just finished watching the Zombie Jamboree documentary that John Russo did from like 93. So I always watch there. There's a couple of things that I always watch every year before Living Dead weekend. I watch that, and I'll watch Fan of the Dead. I forget the guy's name. He's or what country he's from, but it's all about his trip to Monroeville for the first time, visiting the mall for the first time, going to, I think it's from like 2003.
The French
I
guy?
always watch. Yeah. I
You
can't
go to like
remember.
the Fort Pitt basement and everything.
Yeah. He goes everywhere.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you get it's a lot of fun to check out. For nothing else, just to see everybody back during that time period, the early 2000s, seeing the mall in the early 2000s, seeing the basement. I mean, he even goes to the Night 90 house, and it's like all over that place. And I'm just like,
Wow.
surprised he didn't get fucking mowed down by a rifle or something. But yeah, so I was watching Zombie Jamboree and fucking stumbled across the. Of course, Russo's narrating it, and he's talking about Kane Hodder because Kane Hodder was there, Gutter was there. It was crazy. Adam West, and so it
Darth
shows
Vader.
Kane Hodder. Yeah, the guy that plays Darth Vader. Like, and they're all like either free or charging like $5 or something like that. And I was just like, wow, what a different time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shows Kane Hodder, and Kane Hodder's got a guy in like a headlock, and then like goes to sign his poster or whatever, or sign his picture. And I thought I was watching. I was like, that guy looks very familiar. And not Michelle's gone again. But I was like, that guy looks very familiar. And then he was like, oh, Kane Hodder says, what's your name? Who do I make this out to? And the guy's name was, oh, it's Jeff. It's Jeff. And I was like, no way. So I stopped it, paused it, took a picture, sent it to Jeff, and I was like, dude, is this you? And he's like, wow, where did you find this? I'm like, dude, you're on the fucking Zombie Jamboree documentary. So I sent the link, the movie to him, and I just thought that was what a weird coincidence that Jeff seems to have been everywhere at any point.
He's
in
been
history.
everywhere. He's
Yeah,
met
he's
everybody, every
like
celebrity.
Zelig. Like, he meets everybody.
Yeah, like every day he's posting a new picture or something of like, here's when I met, Jesus.
Gene Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah, here's me and Gene Simmons. Here's me and Abraham Lincoln. It was awesome.
And I'm curious
Yeah.
too. Like, I want to ask Jeff, does he have some kind of connection with these people, or like somebody that knows folks, or does he just like, is he just really good at the right place at right time type shit? Because I mean, literally a photo with everybody.
Yeah. I think he mentioned something that he actually has worked for Kiss for like the past 20 years or something like that. So I wonder if that's how he. But yeah, Jeff will be at Living Dead Weekend here in about a week or so, and can't wait to meet you, man, and hear some stories and actually finally meet you in person. So I'm looking forward to that. But I don't agree with this. I don't like what you're saying here. Jeff saying, evening, everyone. Hello to my extended Romero family. This is some breaking news. The film being shown on a loop. Let's No, it will not. No, it will not.
No.
Hey,
not even gonna,
you don't want to be bad mouthing it. You don't be bad mouthing it.
Have you guys, Jace, John, Todd, have you guys seen Bloodsucking Vampires in Pittsburgh?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes.
Here's another little night fact. When I was doing all the research and I found a bunch of the police officers, in the beginning, the officer that's got the big like horn on his car, that guy was also a Night of the Living Dead.
See?
Yeah,
That makes
makes
sense.
sense.
William
Wow.
Myers.
Love it.
Yeah.
I still don't like that movie. I don't give a shit
The
what
question
it's
isn't have you seen it, it's have you survived it. So
Right.
Yeah. Who
I
will
was
survive
telling-
and what will be left of it?
I was telling Michelle this. I was really surprised because when I watched it, like, it's not the world's greatest movie, but it's like you know, it's not like Children of the Living Dead or any
Thank
of the
you, John.
Uncle John.
Thank
I was like,
you.
this is not. I wouldn't consider it like embarrassing. It was weird, it's like
was
a comedy,
fun. I
but it's
loved
not
it.
like
I love it.
it's not. I don't think it's nearly as bad as you guys are pooing on. You guys should be pooing on My Uncle John's a
Exactly.
Zombie more. And
I'll take children.
I
of the-
actually like
any
Michael
day over
John's a zombie. Okay,
Yeah, that's one I've never
it was
watched.
my favorite of Russo's work.
for any
It's
of
like a
that
bunch of
stuff.
visual.
it's
It's
high
a bunch
budget.
of visual dad
Midnight-
jokes. It's just.
Yeah, it's
I love it. That's what I love about
If it's
But at
like
least-
unfunny,
but at
that's
least,
one thing.
like,
But it's
My
not
Uncle-
embarrassing.
it's just gross and mean spirited and depressing. It's not funny.
No, I love it.
it's
Yeah,
just
I
really
found it
good.
hilarious. You have no
it's-
sense of humor.
I don't-
None of
I saw
Maybe it
Paul
takes
pop it in
maybe you
there
have to be
earlier.
Canadian. To,
Maybe you gotta have that dry Canadian sense of humor, I guess. I don't know, but Paul popping in to say hi, enjoying the roundtable this evening. Can't wait to see you all. Counting the days, yes, sir. Unfortunately, Paul couldn't be with us tonight, but he's here in spirit, by God. And I have a question that I think Paul would appreciate that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But hope you're doing well, my man, and can't wait to see you. Saw Stezio popping in here. What's going on, my man? He will be at Living Dead Weekend as well. Can't wait to finally meet you as well. Hope you're doing well, my man. I saw Grande popping in here. Says this is an awesome cover. The Frank Sinatra Goblin collaboration intrigues me now. Hey, well, in the world of AI, you can make that happen.
Was that Sinatra or was it Dean Martin? Because it sounded like Dean Martin to me.
It's supposed to be Frank Sinatra. I don't know.
It's not like Michael Bublé. Kind of sounds like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I was just dicking around on YouTube. I was trying to find like interesting covers of stuff, and I was just like, I wonder if there's any like Electric Banana covers out there for fucking, because I'm a man. The only one I could find was a Frank Sinatra AI cover, and I was like, this is kind of goofy. I'll play with it.
I have that record. I bought that.
The Electric Banana record.
Yeah, it was expensive. I had to buy. Well, the problem is, a few years ago, Jim, I had an idea like, it'd be really nice to collect the Wolf tracks, but this was like a long time ago, and I never got into it. And then Jim has a lot of them, and he gifted me Sun High. I went, thank you, but now I'm screwed because I can't have one. Like I have to have them all. So now I have to.
That's a shitty thing to try to collect too, because those things are so expensive now.
Yeah, and I tried to maybe I'll get some of the other ones that George used from some of the other films, the ones that I found. Most of them are cheap, but there are a couple of them where like there's one track from Jack's Wife it's like the record is like $200, but I just saw that they re-released it. So like the Wolf will sometimes re-release vinyls, I guess for some of their more expensive records. So that was one of them. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. If one day I can pick that one up, but
I think you have some of those, don't you, Jace?
I have quite a few, and that's why I don't have a nice car, because they're so expensive. But I've been reading Partially Devoured, or I just finished Partially Devoured. Awesome book if you have. I'm sure everyone here has read it, but that book is. I want to quote. I forgot to do this when I was introducing John a minute ago, but there's a quote from this book about John that I wanted to read from Partially Devoured from Daniel Krauss.
This is so awkward.
He says, John Vulo, the reigning MVP of the official Night of the Living Dead Facebook group. So there we go. We got the official MVP of the Night of the Living Dead Facebook group in here with us. I was reading that. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I got to use that next time, John.
Thank you.
That's cool. What's embarrassing about that, John?
It's just my personality. I don't do these things. I don't like attention. Yeah, I like having the respect of people that I respect, and like you guys, like the super fans and stuff. But I'm like the worst person to be in a band. Like I want to play guitar well, but I don't like the playing out and attention of it. So it's just my personality.
You just gotta do like a bucket head or a kiss or something. Just put on makeup or a mask, and nobody will ever know who the hell you are. That's the secret.
John, you should run around with that book like the guy, like Steve Martin in The Jerk. Like the new phone books are out. I'm somebody.
I will put this out there because I guess it's okay. When I went down to North Carolina, was it last week? 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. I was surprised because one of the things that Jim had was the actual book, the new night book that's going to come out. He's got like the first copy of it. I guess it's just to proof it and make sure that everything's okay.
Right.
That I'm proud of that because I looked at it and it's so much nicer in person and it's big. Like it's not like a little thing. It's like a tome. So the quality of the photos in there are just unbelievable. So that
dude, I can't fucking wait for that thing because you were showing me some of that on your iPad was it June or October? At the Living Weekend.
June.
Maybe not. I think it was October at the VIP party. You were showing me some of the stuff in there, and it was just.
Maybe. Yeah.
It looks. I can't wait for that fucking thing to come out.
I had that pre-order in for like a year. They just kept moving.
Yeah. I think what is the official date has been pushed to August now. I think. Yeah.
Well, I have intel on that, but I can't give it out just yet because it's not my thing. But it is coming out. Like I said, I saw the book. The original issue was I don't think because also Jim, I might be the night person for like the information guy, but Jim is the photo guy. So he can tell you like this photo is really rare. This one's like, very common. But part of what he does is also photo restoration. So a lot of the photos that we got from Carl and Marilyn are like not in good shape. And it's like, it only exists in this proof sheet. And we have to clean it up because it's a good shot that we want to use. So he spends a lot of time, him and Daz, cleaning up these photos. So I think the Titan Books had all these photos that they wanted to use. It's like, okay, but now I have to go in there and I have to clean the dirt and do all this X, Y, and Z. So I think that's what originally pushed the book back. But then when it got, when they said, oh, it's going to be released in December, they were like, well, no, we're not releasing these books in December. We're going to do it, and they give him another date. And it's like, well, that's too late. So they try to come to some sort of middle ground. And it was a little upsetting to me because I wanted to change like one little thing in like January. And they were like, no, we already,
Well, see, that's what I assumed, that it kept getting pushed back because you just kept pulling more shit out of thin air. You're just like, oh, look what I found. It's like, oh, okay, we got to add that to the book. Well, I'm cool waiting for it. I'm cool waiting for it. If it's going to be, worth the wait, which I think it will be, but it's just like, restoring like a film or something for 4K or something like that. It's like really put in the work and really, don't just, just throw it out there half-assed.
At least when it's done, like once that file is colorized or, done, then it's done forever. That anytime you want to use those photos, that it's so a lot of it is just this process. And also from what Jim told me is that they don't have all the photos. They thought they did, but I think it was John Eastman. Jim actually went down there to look at something or pick something up. And it was like, wait a minute, I don't have this photo. I don't have that one. So he actually has to go down and look through more photos that he's never seen before. It's like, these just don't exist anywhere. And I'm excited to see those because I don't know what they could possibly be. So again, once he has to like make that database of all the photos and then he's got to clean them up. It's a lot of work. And there's still some, like, it seems like all the famous photos of Night of the Living Dead, they don't have the negatives for because they were used for like the famous Day for Night shot. They don't have the negative for, but all the other photos that are more uncommon, they actually have like the negatives of those. So, it's hard to, I don't guess match the quality because it's like all we have is like this really good 8x10, but we have the negative of this one. And I guess, the quality can be mismatched a little bit because you can't, they don't have like a 4K scan of like, that famous Day for Night shot as they do for something else. So that's why I think you go in, and even with like stills from the movie, that they might not have photos for, they have to clean it up. So seeing it in person was like even better because it's just, once it's printed on the page, how gorgeous, and it's very colorful.
It seems official. Yeah. It seems official and you're just like, holy shit, like this thing actually exists, like that's how I felt about the Dawn of the Dead, the Ultimate Edition box set when I first got that when I was younger. I was just like, oh my God, like it exists. Like it's not just a myth at this point, But yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. And the book, Daniel Kraus, Partially Devoured, if you guys haven't picked this up, read this yet, like it's a lot of fun. Like he literally breaks this movie down fucking minute by minute. And, it's awesome. So check it out if you guys haven't checked that out.
My favorite night book by far. Like,
yeah, you were mentioning how it's like it sends you down a rabbit hole.
That was kind of my point. Is after collecting a bunch of the D. Wolf stuff and reading Daniel's book, like, those Capital High Q tracks. How do I get those?
Don't even bother.
They're unreal.
They're impossible. No, Jim probably also was like the person that has not the most. He's like has the most knowledge about them. Because, he doesn't even have all of them, but he has like a ton of them. And he's also trying to document those. Dude, that's impossible because those records are really hard to find. Like there's still, yeah, some of them are in reels. Some of them are vinyl. I think most of if you want, the audition discs are vinyl. So like if you wanted to, this is what they basically did for the DeWolf stuff. The DeWolf stuff, I think you were able to have like a contract with them. And what they would do is they would send you those records to audition them and say, oh, this track is good. This track is good. Then you would contact DeWolf and you would say, I'm going to use these tracks. And then they would send you the 1/4-inch tape. So you get it in the highest quality. So they would just, but like George and all them would just cut it right from the vinyl. Even if you listen to the Cans cut, by the way, I have information on that too, the Cans cut. I think once the movie starts, you can hear the crackle of Cosmogony. from the vinyl.
Yeah,
So
you can.
yeah, so they usually exist.
I've always noticed that because the can cut is the one that I always grew up on. Like that's the one that I used to watch all the time when I was younger. And yeah, you can definitely hear the crackle of the vinyl when that thing starts up.
Yeah, but just there's a couple of Creepshow ones that we're looking for that just have never, like, we just haven't found them online yet because no one's put them on. So I would strongly suggest don't get one because if you're like me, then you're going to get them all, and it's like a fruitless task.
Yeah,
and you're asking.
Yeah.
They bought. Jim told me they bought one from Creepshow. It was D107 108. He spent. Do I want to say how much they spent on it? I don't know publicly. No. It was a lot. It was a lot.
A shitload. Just say more than the.
Yeah, it was more than the DeWolf ones because some of those tracks were also re-released under Media Music, but not in high quality. So Jim wants to get the original Capitol one, and like some of those are really rare. But if you get the Media Music version, then it's less expensive. So yeah, I'm telling you, don't go that route.
I haven't even made an effort to like try to start with any of the DeWolf stuff or anything like that. I'm just like, all right, I'm good with the the yellow release that I guess the UK came. I'm good with that. But trying to track down all that shit and try to collect any of that, like I would lose my fucking head doing that.
Well, yeah, Waxwork did put out that soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's very nice, and I've got a couple copies of
very
that.
Expansive
so
too.
I should just be okay with owning that and not try to go any further.
You gotta just talk yourself into being okay with it.
Is that the one that came out in 2004? Is that the one you're talking about?
The Johnny Trunk one is
the yellow one. Yeah,
that's
yellow
Trunk. Yeah, this is Waxwork Night.
Oh yeah,
okay. The whole.
Yep.
And I was a subscriber to Waxwork, so I have the subscriber edition that I opened, and I bought the retail version because I had a discount, and I kept that sealed.
Oh, gotcha.
See,
I have the Waxwork one. Yeah, that's great.
The Waxwork has more on there. Like the original one, I think there's like 20 something, like 22, 23 tracks on that or something. And then the Waxwork, it's like double that or something like that. So it includes even more.
Yeah. The problem is
they did. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you have to license them. You have to pay to license them, and some of those tracks. Because I've talked to Jim about this a lot. I mean, we also, when we first started doing this stuff, we also bonded for our love for the library music. And when you want to put it out, you have to license it. And George would use I don't think Symphonia Dramatica 2 is on like the complete Dawn of the Dead soundtrack, the Waxwork one, because it's like in the movie for 4 seconds, but the entire track itself is like 4.5 minutes. So you have to pay to license that, and it's going to eat all that space on the vinyl. So you have to make these like concessions, like George, Indictment, which is in the cans cut. There's like 3 seconds of it it's in the theatrical cut. It's like, do we want to license this whole piece of music for these like 3 seconds? So there has to be some.
You'll hear, it's like I remember listening to some of the stuff that was on that yellow one when I first got that, and like some of it's like, you remember like 10 seconds, 15 seconds of it from the movie, and then the rest it just keeps going, and you're just like, I don't remember anything. I don't know about any of this. But I was just like, it's got the gonk on it, and it's got fucking Cause I'm a Man on it, and I had to have it. So
I was so excited when they came out because that's really what I wanted. And there are other things that we're trying to do with some of the other library tracks and stuff like that hopefully will be able to come out. So but I was going to say before,
well, if anybody's going to figure out and find all of them, it's you, because all of the work that you did on your YouTube channel of tracking down all the music from There's Always a Vanilla and all the music from or the music from Season of the Witch, Jack's Wife. I'm sorry. And the Crazies. I was just like, the Crazies was the one that blew me away because it's just like most of that shit is just like drum music, and it's like, how would you even fucking know what to?
I'm a music geek, so. Yeah, so it's easy. And well, also, I mean, the thing is, there's not that many drum tracks. What really made it easy, so this is part of what I had to do, was I remember I was talking to Chris Travakis about it. I talked to Gornick. He's like, I think it was DeWolf, and then I talked to Chris, and then he sent me stuff. No, this isn't it. So I started looking online, going, well, it's like a military march, and if it's DeWolf, it's easy to like pare down because how much military march music is there. And one really good thing that DeWolf did was, or still do, is they upload the highest quality versions of some of their albums that you can just listen to. Like all the Spine Chiller they uploaded like last year, which was great because there are some of those tracks that aren't used in Dawn that like don't exist in good quality. Now they're in really good quality. So I was just able to go through there and just fast forward and just punch through and go, this sounds like it. This isn't it. This isn't it. So, and then eventually what I did was I said, well, I need some of the other tracks that aren't there. And there are these library music forums, and they're very generous. And I basically said, I need everything. So I was able to make a list of all the library music that would have been available to George at that time. And I literally just sifted through all of them. Just clicked it. No. All right. But then the thing is, once you find one,
a lot of patience. It's a lot of patience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the only way to do it. But once you find one, then George usually used a bunch from the same album. So it's, not that hard. And actually, like some of the stuff on Amusement Park is actually from a record called Electro Shake. And I recognized it because Chris Stravakis, and I give Chris a lot of credit for this because he really spearheaded this stuff. He sent me a fax that he got from DeWolf in like the 2000 or something, like April of 2000, saying these are the cues that were used for Dawn of the Dead. And the problem is they weren't correct. Hey, Will.
Welcome to the party,
goddamn
pal.
time you woke up.
Hey, Will.
Oh, he left.
You scared him off. You scared him off.
So the tracks that some of those tracks were not correct, and one of them was like Coming of the Saucers. And I said, it would be nice to know what those tracks sound like. So I tried to find those, and I was listening to it, and I go, wait, I think I recognize this. This is from the amusement park. And then I was able to find a bunch of the music from there because it's on Electro Shake. So that's what I mean. It's like we knew George had these records because it's mentioned in something. And then you just have to go through those. And then, it's just a process of elimination. But as far as I know, I found everything. So it would be nice to release it all. I'm not 100% because it's like, who really wants this? I'm looking at probably all the people here that would buy it. That's about it. Already the Dawn soundtrack is niche to begin with. But it would be nice if we can release like a comprehensive, vanilla, Jack's Wife, Crazies, all the DeWolf stuff. Amusement park and have it all on one thing.
I think,
it's out of my hands. I can't release it, but if they want, buy it. Yeah. So hopefully that.
What's up, man? Welcome back. It's been a while. What's up?
Hey, I just woke up. My apologies. I had a long day.
Well, I'm glad to have you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Glad to have you back into the world of the living dead.
Yeah, back in the dead.
There you go.
From the dead, I feel like, because I
from
slept
the
like
dead.
4 hours. Yeah.
We hit the comments here. Say hi to everybody, and then we'll get to talking a little bit about the Living Dead weekend. We'll start shooting some questions, topics around the roundtable here. But of course, Stephen Newstrack Jr., what's going on, my man? Howdy, campers. He says, of course, he'd be here because he knew Michelle would be here, so he wouldn't miss it. So what's up, Stephen? Well, we got more than 7 now. We got 8 on the round table. Yeah. Right. This table's getting bigger. We got to scoot over and make more room. Fat Pig the Conqueror, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Got William Cobbs in the house. Going to be there. VIP tickets, second round. Hell yeah, man. My fellow Evansvillian coming up from Southern Indiana here. What's going on, brother? Bonnie's in the house. Bonnie Bailey, what's going on, Bonnie? Good to see you. Yeah, that's right. Evansville, brother. Jeff saying Jace is the man, not just an incredibly cool collection and so knowledgeable about movies, but a really cool guy. I agree with that.
Is.
I paid you to say that. I'll give you the money at Living Dead Weekend.
There you go. Buy him an autograph.
Yeah.
We got Gory Marty's in the house. What's going on, Gory Marty? Hey, everyone, I'm so pumped for the event. Yes, I think we all are. But man, it's snuck up really, really quickly. So, but hey, that's a good thing. Fenwick, what's going on? Enjoyed last week so much, had to come back. To quote the great Minnie Pearl, I'm just so proud to be here. Well, proud to have you, sir. I'm glad you came back. We didn't scare you off last week with our zombie commentary with the Dario Argento Dawn of the Dead cut.
Hey, let me add one thing really quick. I just want to make sure, John, I was not trying to be a dick. I just want to make sure about the Jack's wife, the trivia question.
No,
what did he be dick about what?
I
You're digging that.
I was gone
Yeah,
for 10
okay.
seconds.
Well,
Yep.
no. It was the I guess it's hard to convey certain feelings over text and over chat and stuff like that. I wasn't trying to be a dick when I like read the actual information
Oh
of the book.
no! Actually,
I
the
was
reason
like
why
trying to prove anything. I was just
no, the reason why I have this out is because I have to. Actually, I gave a copy to Russ because I was talking to Russ about this, but he never read the Zombies that Ate Pittsburgh. So
wow, okay.
I recently Russ had messaged me because he asked if I had like a timeline for all this like night stuff. I said no, but I could like make one from George's birth to whatever. And I, the best books that are out there to get these little pieces of information, the Russo's film book, and this, the Zombies that Ate Pittsburgh. So I was talking to him about it. I said, I'll, this is where I got this info. Oh, that's what it was. It was in the Zombies that Ate Pittsburgh. It says that the Calgon commercial cost them $90,000, and Russ said that's way too much. It was probably like 30. He goes, "Where did you find this?" I said, "Well, it's in the Zombies that Ate Pittsburgh." So, I never read it. So I sent him that copy, but I have it out because now I'm thinking, is there other things in there that because I've read it that I just may have missed? That I was like, oh,
yeah.
I forgot
See,
about
I was thinking.
that. So I wanted to actually know because I read it and I forgot it. So trust me.
Yeah, I read that book. I read that book.
Cool.
It was probably like 5 years ago was the last time that I read that book. And when you were going through those questions last week, there were some that I just don't remember. So I pulled my copy out as well. I'm starting that sucker from beginning to end again. Because I'm just like, hey, there's something I need to soak this in a little better. Because you were asking those questions, and I was like, I don't even know if these are the right fucking answers. So Matt,
well, and that's
me,
the
sir.
thing too, is there are so many books out there, and there's so much like pertinent information that it's hard to remember all of it. So that's why I thank God that there's so many books out there with all this information in it. But it's hard to remember all of it. And, it's good to, I guess, go back and reference every now and then. So even some of the newer books that come out, the one that Adam Hart did, it's got some really good shit in it. But, like, I still find myself going back to it because it's hard to retain it.
Yeah, I mean, even like I just finished Partially Devoured, and there's some stuff in there that I was going back trying to find that quote about, John being the MVP, and I was like going through rereading some of the shit, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. But there were a couple of things that I felt kind of smart. I picked out. I was like, this is not factually correct, sir. I'm gonna write this down.
Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember specifically. There was like what was the one that really stuck out? He mentions Judith O'Day mentioning that that her father was in Night of the Living Dead in Document of the Dead. And I was like, that's not the case because she's not in Document of the Dead, little things like that. I'm just like, yeah. And there was another thing where he mentions that Barbara goes and turns the radio on in one scene in Night of the Living Dead. I'm like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, he
has
has
just little bitty things like that, but for the most part, like, it was really, really. There was some theories that I was like, I don't know about that, but it's his fucking book. It's his theories. He can have whatever theories he wants. But there was some stuff in there about, Dwayne and Keith Wayne's death that I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I would take that leap, but
Yeah, I would agree. And when I asked for a copy, as a joke, he's like, oh yeah, he sent me the PDF and there was like a bunch of things. And I did it, I guess, just to be nice. It's not like I was getting paid for it or anything. Not that I'm getting paid from Image 10 or anything. But I said, well, there's like this isn't right. This isn't right. You maybe fix it, whatever. And I'm not sure if it was like stuff where it's too late to correct because it was like, we already sent it to the thing, and, or like he corrected it from that point, but now he can't correct that one. But there was I think there were a few things that he corrected. There was a bunch of stuff that was like, oh man, like we talked about this, and like this, the one thing that really upset me, and it like he did all this really good research, like the stuff that he got on Dwayne Jones because he went to actually not about 10 miles from. I used to work right in Westbury at the Carl Place Sam Ash, and Dwayne Jones taught at Old Westbury, which is like 5 minutes away, and he got stuff from them, so that's great. I never. My specialty is the more obscure people. Everyone knows Dwayne, so I don't ever really go into. But
there was a lot of stuff in there about Dwayne that I didn't know about. I was really, really fascinated, and even the Keith Wayne stuff. But there was just some stuff in there that I was just like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but he just kind of insinuates certain things about Keith and his death and how Night of the Living Dead may have had something to do with it. It's just like, I don't know. I think you're trying to connect some dots that aren't really there.
And it's a little hearsay, and I think putting that out there, and hopefully some people don't sort of read it as fact because it's one man's opinion, but because he's now won that Pulitzer Prize, that maybe some people will start to think that a lot of that stuff is correct. Like the thing I was going to say, he talked about Night of Anubis having the copyright, and I talked about this before. I was like, dude, like we have the work print, like it's on here. There's no copyright on it. How did you bungle that? So that kind of like bummed me out because that was like that was the first thing I sent. I was like, well, this whole thing is a little incorrect. Let me try to put this and correct this stuff.
The one thing that really pissed me off though is when he was talking about where Dwayne Jones was buried, and he said, thanks to the hard work and dedication of the Grim Life Collective, we were able to find where Dwayne Jones's final resting place. And I was so upset about that.
Last week when I was talking about Lee Carr and how there's certain information that he doesn't like to share because there are certain grifters out there that like to leak that shit and take credit for it. That's who he's talking about. Fuck those guys.
Yeah,
I said it. Fuck them.
No, I'm with you.
I think Dave Burrian has
fuck those bitches.
Fuck them.
Because I think they incorrectly posted where the Tales from the Dark Side tree is that you guys went to, and it's like Dave's the guy that actually found it. So it was like, not these guys. And I was talking to Larry about this, and this is also goes to what you were saying about the Jack's wife thing. It's like it's impossible for someone to know everything. And I mentioned this because I have Night Raiders on right now because I wanted some background noise. It's like we're kind of living by the code that Romero was always like sort of talking about. We've got this little troop of people, and we're all working together. You know what I mean? Not one person knows everything. We have to. We're all helping each other out. A little bit about this, a little bit about that. I have my strengths, you have your strengths. And, like no one should be above anybody else. We're all here for the love of George and, doing all these things to support him. And it's just kind of silly. Why would we? Like we're living Romero's.
It's literally just because we want to know this shit. There's no ultimate grand victory at the end where it's like we're gonna be rich.
It's nice when this gets cleared up. It's like a game of telephone sometimes, and down the line the facts get all screwed up, and then it's really hard to fix it because people have it fixed in their brain.
Right,
the wrong stuff.
We're living the code. We're doing what Romero wanted to. Like we're all helping each other and not communicating and egos getting in the way. Well, no, I said it like this and this is right and whatever. It's like at the end of the day, it's not necessary. That's why I said I like doing this stuff because I like sharing this stuff with you guys. I'm privileged that I know certain things or I have these contacts that I can get to the bottom and say, hey, I've just learned this. And we're going to talk about the Dawn of the Dead in a bit that I just learned, which was a surprise to me. And I love telling you guys because you're the guys that want to know this stuff. You're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you want me to tell you it now?
That was yes. I don't mean to catch up, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is Romero's preferred cut of Dawn of the Dead? Anybody?
Can's cut.
Theatrical, right?
Yeah,
I think he likes the Can's cut.
It is
theatrical.
the
Theatrical.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week, and y'all said it was the theatrical, but I thought it was the cans.
I just happened to read in an interview. It was the late 90s, and somebody asked George which version that he preferred. And this is what's interesting. He said the longest English-speaking version. He said, the one that had a little bit of work print, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's the Can's cut. And what was interesting, and this is what I actually emailed Gornick about this, because I never heard this before. He said that, George said this, and it was confirmed, that UFD actually asked him to cut Dawn. So it wasn't like the can. Wow. It wasn't like the Can's version was like, this is a rough cut and then whatever. They were showing that version, for a long time through 78 up until early 79. And when it got distributed, UFD asked George to cut Dawn to the theatrical length. So it's like it's not really the Can's cut anymore.
According to Claudio Simonetti, though, George heard Goblin and loved it so much that he just had to put it into his movie. So that's why he recut it for the U.S. cut and added all the Goblin.
See, I always thought it was the theatrical cut because he put so much work into editing the audio and the opening stinger and a bunch of other stuff that he clearly loved doing that, right?
He always said for years.
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen in some of the commentary, or I forget what commentary it was, but I swear I've heard him say on multiple occasions that, you know, the can cut was just, you know, the first cut, but the cut that I think is the cut is the theatrical cut. Or maybe, you know, maybe he didn't say that it was his favorite cut, but he said that is the version that he. That
maybe he changed his mind.
The version. Yeah, I don't know.
The only other thing I thought of was it might be possible that the cans cut is different from the one that we think is the cans cut. So maybe George did send something over that was maybe a little bit longer or not perfectly put together, but then he pared it down.
We know there's all that extra footage that you can see in that George Anderson interview. And I'm sure George, being a guy that, you know, his favorite cut of Martin is the 2.5 hour cut of Martin. I mean, it's a guy that you fall in love with what you shoot and you don't like cutting anything down. I think that's probably most directors. You don't like cutting anything down. So that may be what he's talking about. He's just like, yeah, there's just like a full fucking cut out there that's my favorite preferred cut. But like, you know, obviously we had to cut that down over time.
But what I found interesting was that UFD told him to do it. It wasn't like George was like, well, this is just
I've never
temporary.
heard that.
Yeah, and that's why I asked Mike. And actually, after I asked Mike, I went and I researched it, and I did find with George Anderson in like February '79 saying something like, Dawn of the Dead is going to be distributed, you know, recently, and you know, George is going to cut the film down a little bit. But yeah, that's the version that he was showing, and UFD asked him to cut it down. So that makes me think that George was happy with that version that they were showing until, you know, the distributor, hey, we'll show this thing, but just like trim out, you know. And I don't even know why, because like what's the cans cut? 139 minutes?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, like 20 minutes difference.
Yeah.
Is it 20
I think
minutes?
for a lot of people,
I think it's
it's
25, 30.
It's 13 extra minutes, I think, and a lot
30?
of that is
13?
that like the second shopping sequence, like, and I think what
The police dock.
the police dock
Construction
scenes. Yeah, so there's definitely, I think, pacing wise, it may be like for some audiences, because I always hear all the time from certain people that it's just like, oh yeah, the cans cut is too long because you go like so long in between seeing any kind of action or any kind of zombies. But that was what I always loved about the movie, because like I said, the cans cut is the one that I grew up on. Like that's the one that I used to watch over and over and over again, and I loved that segment there because it wasn't a zombie movie anymore. It was about these people in this shopping mall, and that's when it really sinks in. You know, where it's like the consumerism isn't what it's cracked up to be. It's you know, having everything isn't always, you know, the answer, you know, and that's what I love that, you know, and I like the theatrical cut. Like there's the music cues in that I think work a little better, especially when they get to the mall for the first time. You get the boom, 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 boom. I prefer that by a long shot than what they got in the cans cut, but. Yeah, it's missing that extended, you know, shopping sequence where it's, you know, great. When you finish the roll, we'll drop it off at the drugstore. You know, that where they're really starting to bicker and bitch at each other, and you're just like, oh yeah, these people are fucking miserable. Like, oh, they got everything they wanted, and in the end, it fucking meant nothing. You know, and it's missing this line, Larry. Now is the time. Now is the time.
They whipped him and they got it all. That's what it was.
That's right, and then they didn't fucking want it after all. Nope. What's up, Larry? Paul Brooks saying, "What's up, y'all? Place your bets on how long Michelle can stay awake tonight. Anybody want to play some?"
Hey,
how much have
you
you had to drink already?
Right before, and I'm drinking non-alcoholic Guinness.
Yeah, she's not drinking, so that helps, right? So
exactly. I have to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already almost midnight. So.
Hey, all you need is a solid 5 hours of sleep, and you'll be fine. So
5.
That's what I got.
Get 5, but yeah.
That's what you're gonna get at a Living Dead weekend.
Yeah. You gotta work towards this.
Are y'all hearing Michelle? I didn't hear anything she said.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Can't hear me?
Yep, I heard her. Yeah.
Dude, there's something going on. That's why I dropped out earlier. I lost all audio. I can't hear Michelle at all, but I can hear everybody else.
That's weird.
It's like I have like a
That is
dog's whistle voice. You can't.
It's because we started the night. It's because we started the night talking about that goddamn movie. I swear I will
told you.
never talk
I
about.
told
Don't
you
conjure the
not
fucking
to
devil.
fucking say
Don't conjure the
anything.
devil.
God damn.
What movie you're talking about?
Fucking blood-sucking
Blood-sucking
vampires.
pharaohs.
And
I'll say it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I
You
put a
summoned
curse
it.
on his channel when he insulted the movie, and he has to bring me a T-shirt to. So I'll lift the curse.
His computer's going to die again because he mentioned it. So
Don't say that
Hey.
because it can fucking happen anytime. Larry,
It can't be worse than Haunted Ween. So
Oh, Haunted Ween's great. Come on, guys.
Haunted Ween's funny though. Yeah, Haunted Ween's funny.
well, Haunted Ween's a local thing
Yeah.
for Will.
Yeah.
It's the most famous thing to come out of Bowling Green since John Carpenter. So
The Red Letter Media coverage of Haunted Ween was hilarious. So
it's the worst title. I've never even seen the movie, but the title itself doesn't give me any interest in fucking Haunted Ween. It's like, what? It just sounds like a fucking porno or something.
A lot of fun.
It's like a horror porn or something. Haunted Ween.
Porno.
Larry was saying he's got 5 hours of raw footage from Zombie Jamboree, all the panels. I'd love to see that. Yeah, because that was because I watched that documentary with John Bruce, like I say, every year, and it's just it's like, God damn, I wish I could have been there for that. That was just too cool. And it was interesting seeing Lori on there talking about how 5 years later, after filming Day of the Dead, she's surprised that there's tens of people that like that movie. And I'm just like, oh, you just wait, Lori.
Yeah, just wait.
93,
Just
nobody
wait.
liked Day. It's like, yeah, you just give it 20 years or so, and yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, I was thinking this too, Stacey. We need 2 more people tonight to make the Romero Brady bunch. Yeah,
One more.
Yeah, we need 1 more, and I'm going to move myself to the middle, and I'm just going to start pointing around.
Are you gonna be Alice? Are you Alice? Yeah.
I'll be Alice.
you start looking around like the.
Matt, can you hear me?
I cannot hear you, Michelle. This is bizarre. I can hear everybody else but you.
That is really weird.
At least everybody else can hear me.
I don't know if it's me or if.
Do you have that Canadian
everybody
filter
else-
installed? Is that the Canadian filter on your?
VPN.
No Atlanta people.
I wonder
at
if
all.
I switch
He
browsers,
can't hear me,
if
so
that'll
it's
do
not
it. I
even-
think I'm in Safari. Let me try Chrome.
Try Chrome, because Safari is dog shit when it comes to StreamYard. So yeah, switch over to.
I use Chrome for.
That'll
this,
Let
fix
me
your
fuck
problem.
off for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right,
Well,
fuck
lucky
off.
you guys. I have to use
I'll,
my cell phone. So
Well, hey, you're coming in crystal clear, so you're the only one that hasn't had any technical issues
No,
tonight. Because I
yeah.
know Chase had some when he first came on
I
tonight.
did. Yeah,
so-
it was my headphones.
Mike can't hear you.
My headphones wouldn't work either. I think it's the curse.
Safari on the cell phone is fine. I do it all the time, driving around and stuff. So it's
Yep.
for streams. Yeah.
I can't hear Mike though.
You can't hear me?
You can't hear Alpha?
Apparently not.
No, he
What the
can't.
fuck is going on?
Oh, that's odd.
You said something bad about the movie. I'm just
Nope.
saying.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Michelle. Shut up, Michelle. Can somebody ask Will what he's on? I'm not talking about the drugs.
Will, what are you on? Like I was just gonna say, besides the obvious.
He said he's on his phone, which would be
I
Safari.
don't think I hear
probably,
anybody.
The default.
William.
Yeah, Will, can you hear me?
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
are you-
well, you might
are
have
you-
to use
are you-
Google
You
Chrome.
can hear
Will.
me.
Are you talking
But
to
you can't
me?
hear anybody else?
Yeah.
What are?
Okay.
God damn it!
Yeah, Safari's
Google-
normally fine
Google
StreamYard on the phone. It might be with the PC or the Mac or something. That's
Oh,
bad,
Matt's
but-
back.
Matt,
back.
Can you hear Michelle? Oh,
I
Michelle's
could just
frozen.
a minute ago. She's frozen
Michelle's
now,
frozen.
but yeah, I could a minute ago. Fuck, dude. I told you guys, we
This is
cannot
cursed.
speak those fucking
This
words
stream has a
anymore.
death
No more
curse.
blood sucking.
And now
anything.
Will is frozen.
Oh.
It's the
We
whole
can only
thing.
talk about blood-sucking freaks, not blood-sucking pharaohs. So
I don't even
Yep.
say the word
Office.
blood sucking anymore. Good
Yeah,
lord.
fuck that.
All right. Well, all right, there goes Michelle. Will. All right. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if these guys come back. But I'll just go through because this seems to be the safe bet. Just go through the chat here and say hi to everybody, and we'll hang on as long as we can. But Major Pain, what's going on, Major Pain? It's a stream today. It's the countdown to Living Dead weekend. What are we, 12 days away, something like that, from Living Dead weekend?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Coming right up.
For me, 11, because I'm coming in like a day early.
yeah. When is everybody getting in? We'll be
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday for us too. So
I'll be
I
there
think
Wednesday.
I've got to go with Jim to do the Laura Parker thing, that little Night of the Living Dead board game thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that's on Thursday. I might try to swing by there for a little bit because after that, later that night at like 8:30, they're actually doing a screening of the amusement park in McKees Rocks.
Yeah.
That me, Will, Matt, and Paul I think are going to. So
yeah,
Awesome.
I haven't checked to see. I think because I know the theater they're playing it at, it was really small, like a 45-seat venue or 45-seat theater. So I'm surprised it hasn't sold out yet. If it hasn't, last I checked, it hadn't sold out yet. But I know they haven't really been pushing. I know the Garf said something about it, but
yeah, you don't really see a lot of promotion for it. I think even
Yeah.
Jeff Whitehead, was it him that didn't even know that it was going on? I guess he's supposed to be doing a Q&A afterwards. So it's
yeah,
like,
Ryan Carr. Yeah, he was like, huh?
Or Ryan, yeah, there you go.
Where's everybody staying then? Red Roof Inn, or is that the hot spot? Or I don't know. So
I'll be at the Residence.
Yeah,
so.
that's where we're at too. Okay.
I think I'm there too. My wife made the reservation, so I'll contact you afterwards just so we can coordinate and see.
Michelle, are you alive?
I hope so. Jesus fucking Christ.
Good.
Anyway.
Matt, can you hear her?
I can hear Michelle.
All right,
Coming
all
through
right.
loud and clear.
Yay!
We're on track. We'll see what happens when Will pops back in here. But yeah, all right. Just saying hi to everybody. Suzanne, gonna be at Living Dead weekend. What's going on? Finally get to meet you. Got John's in the house. John Wakefield. What's up, Alpha and Riverman? Fuck everybody else. It's just me and Riverman.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah, Grande said Jeff's definitely met John Quincy Adams. I'm for sure he has. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We got pictures with their arms around each other.
Yeah.
Larry saying Jeff Carney can be seen in Jamboree. Christian Stravakis too.
Sean Clark.
Oh yeah, he's probably there figuring out a way to.
You see him actually meet Keith Wayne, which is surprising because he goes, "Where are you guys from? California?" And he's like, "Wow, really, California?" It was good that actually exists because like they feel bad about Keith Wayne.
Yeah. Harbor JSG. Is this Jimmy G? What's going on, Jimmy G? I ain't seen you in
Jimmy
forever.
G in the house.
Jimmy G. Jimmy Gwaltney, I believe was his last name. Used to be in the chat all the time, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I haven't seen him in a while. What's going on, man? I'll be in Monroeville for the third time. I absolutely love it. Awesome, man. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna do that one, John, because we're not saying that name or movie anymore. So we'll just move right on here to Gory
conjuring
Marty.
the devil. We're not speaking the name.
Uh-oh.
No.
Every time somebody says that shit,
Any
somebody gets
comment
kicked off
that references that fucking movie or anything, I'm skipping right over it, guys. I'm letting you know right now. It is the film that shall not be named. It is the fucking what's Voldemort?
Children of the Living Dead.
We're gonna do a riff track. We can do a riff track for sure.
Here we go.
Matt, is your audio on?
Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Let's. All right. Stezio saying conventions today are crazy different from when I was young. I went to the first Fangoria weekend of horror, waited 20 minutes to have Wes Craven and Robert Englund on my Nightmare on Elm Street poster. Cost nothing.
Yeah.
Well, those days
That's
are
just
long gone.
Yep.
That's just like the first time I met George in Pasadena at a Fangoria Weekend of Horrors. Waited like 2 hours to meet him. Super nice. Didn't ask for a single cent.
Yeah.
Can't say the same thing about everybody else there, but George was awesome.
Yeah.
I used to read about all those Weekend of Horrors. Never got to go to one of them, but I used to drool when I had to see the ads for them. So
Wait, Synth, you didn't go to that? Something
I did.
Synth didn't do?
I was a kid. You know, I was in the 80s, right? I was in high school, so
Me too.
It's funny that directors don't get the same draw as they used to, though, back in like the 90s and 2000s. It seems like now it's like a lot of younger kids, of course, they want like the Scream people and that sort of thing. But when the directors come around, it's just tumbleweeds.
Yeah, especially a lot of the directors, like, that I grew up with, George, of course, Toby Hooper, Wes Craven, those guys are, aren't with us anymore. The only ones we still really have left are Carpenter, Coscarelli, Dario, but Dario really doesn't do a lot of conventions anymore, unfortunately. Because if he did,
but I wish he did. Yeah,
I wish he would have been in Living Dead weekend. But
Cronenberg,
this would have been perfect. Yeah, Cronenberg too.
Yeah.
Cronenberg, but Cronenberg doesn't do conventions. He's above that. He ain't doing it. He's making art. Like, leave him alone. Stukas, what's going on, man? Stukas hates attention too. just so everybody knows. But I'm giving you a little attention here. What's going on, brother? My boy Grant. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody doesn't like attention, but I'm giving you guys some attention here. DJ,
I love attention.
Mr. Joel. Oh, we know, Will. Library records can be insane. Yeah, I'm really behind on these comments. I'm gonna just roll through these real quick. Say hi to some folks I haven't seen. Anybody got any questions?
I just want to say something quick about the library, the music. That's like my only vice. Like I'm lucky that I'm not like a big collector. So like any of you guys, like you have all that stuff. It's, there's a lot of it. I just focus on one thing, and I feel because I like the music. It's easy for me to. I shouldn't say easy, but it's only like the only thing that's like my vice. That's why I spent, I don't know, $200 on the what the hell is it? The Electric Banana record, because it's like I don't really get anything else.
Mm-hmm. But I can't.
Oh, Corey Marty is Martha Sandusky. What's going on, Martha?
You want to guess what guitar this is? What type of guitar this is here?
I think the one against the door is a Strat.
It's close. I'll actually show because it's kind of silly.
Is it silly?
No one's gonna guess what this is.
That is cool.
I've seen that.
Wow.
I've seen
it. I used to play heavy music. I was gonna cover something with it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
No, I'm glad John brought up Chris Trabakis about library music, because I chatted with him on Facebook for many, many hours about library music. He's a font of knowledge of that stuff, and the library music isn't just cool because it's in these movies. It's actually good music. I mean, I like it. Yeah. So I mean,
I love Chris. He was like the first person
he's
that really
amazing.
made me feel welcome. Like,
got some people giving some love to the Day of the Dead score in here, just for you, John. There you go.
I love the Day of the Dead score too.
Yeah, you'd have to be crazy. You'd have to be crazy.
Yeah.
Daniel Lowry, what's going on, man? Sorry I'm late. Couldn't break away.
Hey, Daniel.
Is there food? Listen up, Egghead. I'm running this monkey farm now.
Dan was super cool. He gave me a pin when I was down there. He gave me a Night of Living Dead pin that I was gonna buy from him. So thanks, Dan. We had a good time in North Carolina.
Dan's awesome because he just gives you shit. Like what was it? Like last June, like we were at Dan's, he was just like, "Here, you want this? You want this?" He was just like, "Here, take this big, stack of fucking pictures that I drew. Here, you like this?" I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Mm-hmm. I got a piece of the Evil Dead 2 fireplace, and like he gave me a piece of the airport concrete or whatever. Yeah, he just here you go, take it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love his artwork, his Doodles of the Dead stuff. Like I've shown this before, but I'll show it every chance I get. But the box art with Karen drawing.
That's awesome, dude. That's really good.
I'll get a copy of that.
The first thing I ever bought from him, though, was that drawing that he did. It's his little sketch that he did of Carl Hardman in the Calgon commercial. Because I remember that's when I first got introduced to Dan on Facebook. I was just scrolling through and I saw him post that picture. There you go.
That's really good. I love it.
George, and then Joe Pilato there. Yeah, that's all Dan. I think these are prints. These are not the actual sketches, but still. I think he tried to give these to me too last year, and I was like, "No, I'm fucking paying you, dude." So.
Yeah, he's talented and prolific. A lot of people are not both. So
yeah, that
it is. He's just
Carl Hardman though, the Calgon commercial. Like when I saw him when I met him at Living Dead Weekend, I was like, dude, I love the fucking Carl Hardman Calgon commercial. How much can I buy it? And he was like, oh man, I don't know if I can. I kind of want to give that one to Kyra. And I was like, well, how much? Well, what would it cost? What would it take? What would it take? So we negotiated a deal, and he was like, that's when when we became friends. He was like, man, I knew when you asked me about the fucking Carl Hardman Calgon commercial, I was like, you're a real fan, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty fucking nerdy, so I had to have it. But yeah, Dan's a man. Yeah, this is what
right,
we did.
Yeah.
He just passed away. All the fucking
Calgon
Revenge
is
of the
great.
Nerds.
That's a classic
cast,
ad,
man.
so.
Yeah,
Love it.
all right, let's see. Let me see. Trying to hit anybody got any questions? I'm gonna hit the questions in the comments or in the chat here. If anybody's got questions related to Living Dead Weekend, any Romero stuff. I see Satan's in the house. Satan, what's going on, man? It's always good to have Satan in the house. Blake Allen's in the house. I always like to use trivia. Question. When was the only time zombie was used in Dead trilogy? With those bay doors open, there's going to be 1,000 zombies in here. That's right. They didn't say zombie until the end of Dawn of the Dead. So, let's see. I did have a question here from Suzanne. Question: does anyone know how much signatures are going for? Not the photo ops. I'm trying to figure out my budget. The ultimate question for any discussion about conventions is what are the signatures going for? And I'll tell you, it depends on who, of course, you get. I mean, the main cast members are going to be a little more than some of the others, but from what I've heard and some of the conversations that they're having, they're going to be. I think they might try to do some combos. Some combo deals for some of the lesser known zombies, like some of the more extra zombies.
Cool idea.
But that's the beautiful thing about Living Dead Weekend. It's like you go to a convention, you go to Horror Hound or anything like that now, and it's going to cost you $60-$80 for a signature, $20 extra if you want to personalize, another $50 if you want, a photo.
Insane.
Sure.
It's like if you want to take a selfie with your phone, it's going to cost you, all together it's going to be $120 or something like that. But for the most part, everybody at Living Dead Weekend, outside of your big names, are going to be about $40 or so, $30-$40 maybe. So
now, what about 8x10s? Do they even have some of these people even have them? Or okay,
yes, yes, they do.
I think
Larry,
or is it Larry or Daz?
Larry makes them all. Makes all the 8x10s. He just told me he's just dropped a shitload of money getting them all printed out because Larry. Especially for some of the lesser known zombies, if anybody's gonna find a good shot of them and have an 8x10 for those guys, it's gonna be Larry. So yeah, Larry handles all that. So yeah, they'll all have 8x10s.
Awesome. Okay.
And but I guess we'll start with this roundtable discussion. Everybody has a topic, question, whatever. I'll start with this. It's kind of an interesting thing since we're talking about autographs, talking about signatures. And in honor of our boy Paul, who always brings some of the most interesting stuff to get signed at Living Dead Weekend, the real if you know type of shit. But are any of you guys bringing anything outside of the box to get signed? Not just a poster or anything like that, but something that specifically, kind of like I said, if you know type of thing.
I can answer this one very quickly. No.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
I'm with John. I haven't figured out what to bring.
No, I don't get autographs. I do want Richard Francis' first Night Living Dead autograph. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, you got to get Richard Francis' first Night of Living Dead autograph. You have to be number one in line to do that. So,
but that's it.
But what about you, Jace? You said you don't really know what you're bringing yet, or
No, what I thought of, strangely enough, is bringing the elevator panel that Matt Blasi gave me, the little piece of wood, but it's this big, and I could have one person sign it.
Yeah.
And I don't, since David M. Gee's gone,
right?
That's who I'd want. And I have signature from him, but no, I don't have anything specific.
I'll give you guys one because I've actually never met this guy, and I'm excited that he's going to be there this year. But Mike Christopher is going to be Living Dead Weekend, and I got this signed by Paul Musser a couple of years ago, and now I can finally get it signed by Mike Christopher, and that's my Fluid 45.
That's awesome.
I gotta get Mike on this now, so I'm looking forward to finally getting Mike's signature on this 45. So that'll be one where. And another one that I was thinking of, we were talking about last week. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. What do you guys think about me bringing the Ice Palace skates and getting Galen to sign those?
Do it.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is a great idea.
I think she'd be tickled pink.
Yeah.
Because there's a story to it, the whole idea. She didn't even know how to skate when she got the job, even though she told him she did. And then she's the only one on the ice skate. It's kind of,
I think
I was thinking about that. I was like,
I think she'd love it.
Because I think
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, Galen's, she's not,
He was like, I don't do hugs, but you're giving me a hug.
Yeah, when we saw Galen in Atlanta, Will was just like, I'm gonna give you a hug, and Galen was like, I don't really do hugs, and Will was just like, no, come here, girl.
Now we hugging.
But no, I was just thinking, and I think it was it Matt or somebody mentioned last week talking about getting
Shadow
him a
box.
skate, put him in a shadow box
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that. I was
yeah.
like, that would be
Good
pretty
idea.
fucking cool
Yeah,
to do
good
something like
idea.
that with him. So
Put some LED lights in there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think I might do something like that and actually put them out there because it's be pretty cool.
What color are the skates? Are they white or are they black?
They're white. They're white,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they're original. They're from the Ice Palace.
Nice.
So
Okay.
There's a non-zero
Did
chance
you do
for
those?
them.
yeah, I mean, I'll have to ask her like, what was what shoe size were you at the time? Could these possibly be screen accurate?
You trying to snip her
Try 'em
feet?
on, dude, yeah.
That'll really freak her the fuck out. You walk up to her table and say, "How big are your feet? Which
She's
size
like,
shoe were you?"
Cinderella moment. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. What about you, Todd? What are you bringing? Are you bringing anything unique?
I'm not a huge autograph person. I mean, very there's a few people that I get autographs from, but the one person I will get was Greg Nicotero, because I've always wanted to meet Nicotero. I'll probably end up buying something, either a vendor or if he has 8x10s or something like that. But yeah, I won't have a whole lot of space to bring stuff, but I will be. I'm really looking forward to meeting him.
Greg is a super cool guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment on his name, Ripper Man. That reminds me of Return of the Living Dead Part 3.
That's where I got it.
Ripper Man. Okay, cool deal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've been calling. They've been calling me that for like 20 some years now. So yeah.
Hell yeah. That's badass.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Greg usually only charges $20-$30 maybe for an autograph. Like he's you can tell Greg is just a big fan of being there, and he's just like, I guess I have to charge something, I guess. But
Sure,
I just want to be here, I just because that was the whole thing. Like, because I remember Larry talking to me about it. He was like, Greg really wants to be at Living Dead Weekend, but he wasn't in the movie, and we're Kevin wants to kind of keep it to people that are just in Dawn of the Dead. But I was like, dude, it's fucking Greg Nicotero, like.
Yeah.
He's like the biggest fan out of all.
Dawn fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Just let him come. Like, just call him, the master of ceremonies or something. Who gives a shit? Like,
I'm sure he has amazing
Greg should be there,
stories. I just want to talk to him for 5 minutes, and
yeah.
He
It
does
was
have
cool.
some amazing stories.
It was cool to see him last June at Mike Ankas's table, because he had that collection of day photos behind the scenes, and Greg was like a little kid. He was like, "Wow, this is so cool."
Yeah, you filmed a lot of that. I saw that. That was great. Yeah.
What about you, Matt? You bring anything
In terms of well, first of all, talking about Greg Nicotero, he gave my kid a free autograph. So that's just the type of cool guy that he is. If he didn't have to charge,
he did the same thing for Sophie.
Yeah, super cool fucking dude. But in terms of shit to bring outside of the box, I don't really have anything crazy like what Paul brings. I got my mask signed by Scott and Ken, and I thought about bringing it and getting some of the other SWAT dudes to sign it. Jim Baptico, John Rice, just to kind of add some more of the SWAT dudes to it. But I think I'm going to keep it with just Ken and Scott on it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm bringing. I've showed you before the high res designs bootleg Dawn of the Dead poster that I've been getting signed for years. It's the white, the Japanese, the white background with the SWAT mask on it. I've been getting people to sign that for years and years. I'm just going to bring that with me and get a couple of pickup autographs off of it. But funny story about that, I think I've told y'all before, but when I got Jim Crut to sign it, as soon as I started to unroll the poster, because everybody I showed, they were like, "Oh, we've never seen this before." I'm like, "Well, it's not official. It's a bootleg, but it's really well done." But as soon as I started unrolling the poster, Jim Crut saw the top where it says, first there was Night of the Living Dead, and I guess he thought it was a Night of the Living Dead poster. And he's like, "Well, I wasn't in Night of the Living Dead, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. this isn't a Night of the Living Dead poster." And we rolled it out all the way. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah." But like Tazo, when I showed Tazo, he was like, "Oh wow, this is fucking badass." I was like, "Yeah, I love this poster." So probably gonna bring that. I don't think there's really anything else I'm taking with me up there. I've gotten everything else signed.
Well, the thing, so I only bring my original Dawn one sheet and Green Letter one sheet. I only get that out of the frame for certain people, and the fact that Nick Mastandry is going to be there, like that's a name I got to get on that poster. So I'm bringing that. Probably going to bring my Bob Michelucci poster book here to get some signatures on that. And I think
you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're
I
good. Go
just thought about this. I got John Harrison to sign the Day soundtrack a couple of years ago. I might bring the little 7-inch with me too.
There you go.
I have that
I didn't.
7-inch.
Yeah, I didn't bring that with me the first year. I need to bring it back with me this time. I think he'd probably get a kick out of that.
There you go. What about you, Michelle? I know. So, Synth, I know you don't do signatures.
Actually, I don't, mostly because I can't afford it, but I'm not really a signature guy. However, when Goblin reassembled in 2013 and played at the Warfield in San Francisco, I had 3 original members sign the back of my little portable synth. That was really cool.
That'd be awesome.
That's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And then they broke up like right afterwards.
Yeah, see, I'm like the curse. I'm like that other. I'm like that movie curse I won't mention, but for the
I was
Goblins.
there, but it's your fault.
That's cool. Nirvana played there, 91, October 26, 1991.
So, what about you, Michelle? Are you going to
Aside
bring the
from-
dark half and get?
I'm
everybody
bringing the
signed
dark half. Yeah, I'm bringing. Oh, Nick Mastandria, hell yeah.
There you
So
go.
I'm bringing all my usual things, like I'm getting Nick to sign, I think, 9 different things. So, yeah, he was my number one. So I'm bringing a little wagon full of shit. I know it's gonna be nuts. But aside from my usual
Literally.
things that I get signed, are Paul's bringing me one of the screwdrivers.
Oh
for
yeah,
John Harrison to sign.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's
only
the best.
interesting
That's what I was thinking. That's what I thought about this question. I was like, Paul's the best at like coming up with the most random, like if you know type shit to get people to sign. Like he brought the box of Ben Gay for Tom Atkins to sign.
Yeah.
It's like that's so obscure and so random. But you have to love these movies like Paul does to
The
know
gas
to bring
pump for
up
Big Daddy, the gas pump handle.
the gas pump for Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
Handle.
Like just,
Yeah.
it's just the coolest fucking collection. What about you, Will? I know you were on the fence about who you're getting, if you're going to get any signatures or anything.
Well, I'm not really bringing anything obscure or anything like that, but I just got to get Ken on my Dawn 3D poster, and I'm really hoping Tommy shows up. That's really about the only person that I'm after.
That's
Tommy
Will's
Lafitte.
white whale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my white whale.
I was just watching something with Tommy in it the other night, Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Tommy Lafitte plays the priest in one of the scenes in that movie because it was shot in Braddock. So Tommy Lafitte's in that, and Bingo O'Malley has a small role in that movie as well. But yeah, I'd love to get Tommy there. He needs to be there. Like, come on! I know he just shows up when he wants and just kind of hangs out for a while. But like, get a table, dude. Come on, you make a little money. There you go. Get a little lighter fluid for Scott. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Has Paul done that?
Nope.
I feel like that would be a Paul Farver special. A can of lighter fluid for Scott.
And then
Haven't seen a Zippo.
back,
Yeah.
because I can't take that on an airplane, of course.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's a good point. Jeff saying, yeah, I love about Paul. He comes up with some of the most obscure, cool things to get autographed. Awesome. Yeah, I agree. What about? I was thinking this too. Like, bring some of the bring that sign that I got from the airport. The only passengers and crew past this point. Bring that. Get Jim Crutch to sign that.
Hey, we
Jim
worked hard
and
for that
Paul
fucker,
Mudd signed
man.
that. We did, dude. We spent hours trying to get that fucking thing off the fence, but it was like rusted solid to that fence to the point where we said, "Fuck it, let's go get some bolt cutters."
There you go.
Should have listened to me.
Yeah, made it happen. All right. Who's got
something that I will bring
What's that?
that Matt has? I mean, not the same thing, but the bench photo. I have the bench photo from 2023, and nobody signed it because I was just in awe. And now I can get everybody else to sign it. And it was creepy, a bit eerie that, I was taking the place of Flyboy and he's no longer here.
Right.
Yeah. It is kind of sad. You're right. I didn't think of it, but I was like, yeah, I didn't either. Like, but me and Will did get to go to his funeral because it was here in Evansville, and meet his family. And I've told that story about just how amazing his family was, like just the sweetest, nicest people in the world. But yeah, I never actually got to meet David Emge, and that really fucking bums me out.
One last signature like I'm looking forward to is, John Harrison. I love the movie effects. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And I recently ended up seeing for the first time when Vinegar Center put out that 4K, and I was blown away. I'm like, how have I not seen this movie? I don't know. I just love it.
Dude, that's how I felt. Like I remember like
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that movie until maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Like I didn't even know it existed until about 6 or 7 years ago. And then I watched it. I turned it on. I was like, but this is going to be pretty bad. But it's got it's got Tom in it. It's got it's got Pilato and Harrison. It's got all these people in it that I just want to see from this time period. And as I was watching, I was like, man, this is actually a really fucking good movie. Like, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I told John Harrison I loved him in it. I told him that, and he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He plays the sleazeball so well in that movie. It's great. I love.
He does. He's kind of like like an Elon Musk before Elon Musk, just like that weird rich guy has too much money, and he's just up to something. You don't know what. You just
and it has nudity, which is a rarity in extended Romero stuff. So
true.
Yeah. But all right. Anybody? All right. Who's up next? Who wants to hit us with another topic or a question for the roundtable? Take it away.
I have one.
Go ahead, Jace.
For the Friday VIP screening of Dawn of the Dead, where do people usually sit when you go to the movies? Because I sit in the back. I like the back row.
I'm a middle guy. Like I'm like I like to be like center in the middle, like that. That's usually, but for Dawn of the Dead, I don't give a fuck. I'll sit anywhere.
That's true. I'll be in the front.
Usually center, but anywhere where we can find enough seats together is usually.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
has to
usually
keep me awake this time.
That's the battle
Yeah.
is getting everybody
We'll have to
together
stay
to
awake.
find a spot.
yeah, Dawn's not known for surround sound, so I sit anywhere in the theater. It's fine. So
Who else going to that?
They're doing an introduction, right? Ken
Yep.
and the whole. Okay. Are we allowed to film the introduction at all?
I did. It's on my channel. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. That's the thing about Living Dead Weekend too. They're pretty like you can pretty much they're not they're not sticklers about like you can't film this, you can't film that. You just got to be aware of like certain guests that don't want to be on camera. Big Daddy.
yeah, I was wondering who you're referring to.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah, you can because I know Eric Walter was in one of the screening, I think the Night of the Living Dead screening, and he had his big fucking like 35mm camera with him, and he was like filming, and I was just like, I didn't even know who he was at that time. I remember seeing him, I was like, who the fuck is that guy? He's bringing like the whole like camera crew with him, like filming everything.
You can film Big Daddy, but you have to pay to play. That's the problem.
Oh,
So.
He'll pick you up off the ground and shake the money out of you. I was picked up by him, and I was warned before I met him, because I asked some friends. I was like, I've heard stories. Is it true? They're like, yes. Here's what he's going to do, and they were right. But I had the money. I was prepared. It's like, yeah, go for it, go for it. And all the pitch, all of it. It's like, yeah, do it.
So you were ready. You were prepared. I was not prepared when I met Eugene. Which
was
first time?
The most expensive autograph. It was like for everything. It was like $120.
Wow.
Damn.
Like signed picture, the photo of him lifting me off the ground, and I was telling him, it's like I fall because I walk with a cane. It's like, be careful. And he's like, I got you. And I knew enough. It's like he used to be a pro ball player. It's like, yeah, he's got me.
He's a big man. He's a big man.
He is.
Swoop you up. Poop.
Yep.
But yeah, I think he's gonna be there. I think he's gonna be there. Like the whole crew with Mike Ankus and the Zombie Redemption crew. He's gonna be there. Russo's gonna be there.
Jeff Monahan.
Monahan's gonna be there. So they're gonna have a
Steel
whole
Man.
Well, yeah, Steelman will be there.
Tierno.
He's always there. But yeah, Big Daddy will be there for sure. So anybody that likes to pay tax, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
when I saw him at Days of the Dead here in Vegas, I asked him, "Are you going to be at Living Dead Weekend?" And he's like, "I think so."
Wow.
I was like, "It's probably the last one." He's like, "Yeah, that's what I hear." And then he's like, "I heard there's another one in October." It's like, "Well, maybe."
I think that's what they're aiming
this
for.
Is the big one, yeah. This is the big one.
This would be the big one, yeah.
I think October. I mean, I wonder what they're going to do for October. Do you know?
No.
I think Larry spilled the beans in the chat. I think they're aiming for a Reanimator reunion in October, but nothing's set in stone yet. Nothing's official. It's all kind of
Mm.
with the mall and everything. It's all
Sure.
kind of still
Yeah.
kind of a little up in the air. But real quick, got a super chat.
Fucking
You
computer.
never know.
Money, money, money.
Favored Stew, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, and for just a little happiness. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Money.
Yeah, thank you very much. $10. Favorite Stew. I've never seen you in here before. I don't know. Are you is this an alias of somebody else?
And what is your favorite stew?
Yes, what is that? That's a good question, Wilson. Or what is everybody's favorite type of stew?
Beef stew.
Stew Mocker. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, favorite stew. And yeah, I agree with Larry on this too. And I did want to talk about some of these photo ops that they're going to be doing. The bank photo op's going to be killer. Yeah.
That's the one I want to do.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, are there any specific photo ops or anything that you guys are going to be looking to do, or that you guys are wanting to do? Because we saw some of the behind the scenes photos earlier today. I think they were posting them on Living Dead Weekend, and some of the sets and stuff that they built, which really is like one of the big things that sets Living Dead Weekend apart from most other horror conventions. Like usually you get a photo op at a horror convention and you get to take a picture with so and so in front of a curtain, and you go and you take a picture and they rush you out like cattle. Living Dead Weekend, it's a full immersive set. You like get to be there in the movie with the actor. Like you get your money's worth for sure. Living Dead Weekend. But are there any specific photo ops that you guys are looking forward to or wanting to partake in?
The bank for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to buy the ticket in advance or at the show. Because when I did the bench thing, that was just spur of the moment, where I was just walked into the dealer room and I was talking to them in the back. I was like, hey, how do I do that photo? And they're like, oh, just give us some money and we'll take you over. It's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, you don't have to get the ticket.
Give me money. Give me
online.
money.
You can get it at the show.
Yep. That would probably be what I do. I was telling my wife about the Galen Ross red carpet thing, and she just rolled her eyes. I was like, I might do that one too.
That one looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
The carpet looks cool.
Yeah.
The carpet looks badass.
I am super into the Richard France, Millard Rausch TV studio.
Yeah, that looks
photo.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I want to get in costume for that. I want to put on the tie because I got the mustache like fucking Howard Smith.
Yep.
Get the tie, get disheveled, have a little bottle of gin or whatever with me, and get a photo of Richard screaming at me, telling me that dummies. And I will fucking I'll frame that on the wall right in front of me because I
can eat it off the air.
But yeah, here like they got some of the photo ops listed. There are more listed on the actual ticket sites than they have listed on here. I think they're still trying to work out some of the specifics on some of those. I think, but
that's what I was going to ask, and I don't know if Larry or anybody else has that information yet. But like, if you go onto the ticket site, there's a photo op for the SWAT dudes, but it doesn't have any information about like who's going to be in it. So if like Ken and Scott are going to be in it with like Jim Baffico and John Rice, I would fucking jump all over that one. Yep. But they've not posted anything about it yet.
Is Bob Michelucci still doing the scope? Like he's going to dress up and do that? Because I know on his page he'd asked if anyone was interested. I'm like, I am.
Well, Nick's going to be there. Mistadria is going to be there now, so they may have like a a live boxing match or something to determine once and for all who's the actual scope zombie.
Right.
Dueling scope zombies.
Celebrity boxing.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, right there in Romero Court. Like, set up a ring and let's settle this once and for all.
No, it's got to be a wrestling match if it's going to be anything.
Yeah, there are probably more wrestling fans that are into horror, Dawn of the Dead than there are boxing fans, I guess. But those seem to go hand in hand. But yeah, the SWAT photo op. From what I've heard, they're still, like I said, still trying to work out some of the kinks in that. I have had some conversations about that, but next weekend we'll be talking. Oh, let me get
You know they have
there we
that
go.
boxing
We're all
gym in the mall.
tiny
They could
here,
have
but
it right there in an actual ring. So
that's true. That is true. They do have that in the mall, actually. But yeah, so I think they're still working on some of the kinks. But yeah, pretty much it's going to be all the SWAT guys, maybe some screen accurate props and stuff involved. But yeah, it's a pretty cool because you're never going to get all those guys together in the same place
This
ever
is it.
again. Yeah, like
Yeah.
John Rice. I mean, Jim Baffico hasn't done a convention in 20 years. Like he's finally going to be there.
Man,
crazy.
I feel like Living Dead Weekend is gonna be insane this year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be massive. Like I know
Yeah.
so many people, just from like YouTubers and just people that people in the chat here that have never been to one, and they're coming from all over the fucking world. So it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be something.
I'm blown away with what they're doing with these photos. This is awesome, man. Like
Oh yeah.
coming up with these sets and everything. Like I didn't think that they would be doing this stuff, and yeah, this is really getting me excited.
Yeah, you're
Ooh,
gonna
I
I think
have
it's gone a long
that.
way from like my first Living Dead weekend was 2022, and there wasn't really any like backgrounds. Like I think a picture of me and
Yeah.
Greg Nicotero looks like a prom picture, like for a yearbook. It's just against the blue wall. Same as with our the Night 90 cast.
There could be
And
like
I
most
mean,
other. There's some
Tony Todd
some
was in
fucking
his
photo ops where it's like you get to stand like within 10 feet of the celebrity,
Yeah.
while they look at you
Right?
with a weird, uncomfortable look, and you're just like, all right, thanks. Here's 120, $150. Thank you for standing in my vicinity. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike Christopher here is gonna be in costume as the Hare Krishna zombie, which he did this at the Weekend of the Dead back in October, I think, and he still like looks just fucking like looks just
Yeah.
like him in costume. Like it's pretty fucking awesome. They got the
That's tough.
screwdriver fucking photo op with Scott Reiniger and John Harrison. I like how they
Got
put
that one.
lightheartedly recreating the screwdriver gag. I like
Means
that.
carefully.
Yeah. So we're not actually going to see Scott driving a screwdriver into poor John Harrison's ear, but it's going to be a lighthearted fucking stabbing in the ear.
So is Savini doing the special effects then, and
Shit,
Nicotero,
no.
or no? Okay.
I don't know. They may have something planned. It's usually Jerry Gergely who does it, but sometimes they do have effects demonstrations. At sometimes. So I don't know if they plan on doing anything like what was it? Was it last year that they had Bill Keys, or maybe the year before they had Bill Keys recreating the gunshot by the elevator?
Oh, that'd
with
be awesome.
with Scott
Yeah, it was the year
Kellaway
before
as Flyboy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty
Hey,
cool.
so Larry posted in the comments. It's going to be Scott, Ken, Babcock, Rice. So that's shit.
Dan Bertha.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested in that.
yeah, that'd
I'm
be a good
afraid
one.
of price, but I'm interested
It's
in that.
like $200, I think, is what it said.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I mean, if
This
anybody
is
wants
last
to
one.
toss in
It's
on
like
one,
300 Canadian.
So that's pretty good, actually.
I was gonna say, what is that Canadian, Michelle?
Well, like
Uh,
about probably 260, 270.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I probably want that one.
Yeah, because like I said, it's you're never gonna get all those guys together
No.
for a photo ever again.
Right.
It's the last last shot. Yeah, you got Richard France, you got the Kathleen Feeney, the nun habit posed next to the storefront door. Richard France in the TV studio, the Ken in the bank. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get the photo up for this one just so I can use it in my super chat fucking
Yeah.
video
Oh, yeah.
where it snaps and it's just me and Ken with the fucking in the bank. Galen with the red carpet, which is awesome, which we saw some photos of that getting put up earlier. That looked pretty fucking cool. I got Scott with the JCPenney's department store. I'm curious to see what they got planned for this one, what the JCPenney's department store
Yeah.
backdrop's going to be, and the garden wagon hall props. Yeah.
I'm sure
And,
it'll be kick ass though. I mean, anything Kit builds,
Yeah.
it always turns out awesome.
Oh, I want to see someone do the Galen one with the wig on, pretend to be the girl. Nobody knows who it is.
I'm still dreaming.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get Molly McCloskey in there handing us a cup of coffee as well,
My time for the
Time for
coat.
But yeah, and like I said, they still have some listed on the actual
Most of
Eventbrite
the crew is
site.
going crazy.
But I guess they'll continue to add on to that. I know that they're still going to be adding some guests too. They still have some guests to announce as well. So it's not all. It's not
Like, are there any guests?
I don't know who they are, but I do know that there's more to be announced. So
wow,
stay tuned. Yeah.
Damn, they have like 10 days or something like that, right? Like 2 weeks. Wait a minute, what is today? Shit. Saturday?
11, 12 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. But yeah, the photo
Down to
ops
the
are
wire.
really freaking cool. And like I mentioned to some of you guys, if any of you guys want to go in on some, because a lot of these are good for up to 4 people. So we can split it 4 ways
that's a
if you
great
want to
idea.
get like
Yeah.
group
Let's
shots
do the
of people.
SWAT one because
There you go.
$200. I've got 100 on it.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we can
100, and then I'll wear all black. I'll wear a ball cap.
Shit, I got a SWAT outfit. I could bring the whole get up, dude.
I was gonna say like Matt's
been
gonna
wearing a
come in
mask.
fucking character.
Yeah.
He's got the mask.
Yeah,
Do it, Matt. Hell yeah, Matt. Do
You
it.
dressed up for that for Halloween, didn't you?
I did.
And I know,
yeah,
and I know,
yeah,
and I know,
yeah.
Kevin has that screen accurate rifle too. That I think may be a part of it as well. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Good one.
Let's see here. I saw favorite Tuesday. I lurk when I can. Just been trying to support you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I saw a question here. Paul saying, does anyone planning to visit the Romero archive? It's a good
I'll
question.
be going back. Yep. Me and Paul Farber are going Thursday morning to look at some stuff. So
Oh,
yeah.
What are you looking at?
Hold on, I'll tell you. I got a whole list here. I'm starting to finally get organized. I was talking about the other day about how behind I feel like I am. So I got a couple of props. I'm actually going to look at the Bruiser mask. I've got, like I said, I'm in a different place with Bruiser now. So I want to actually look at the mask.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ella the monkey.
I knew I could turn you.
Yeah, I turned myself. You influenced me. You influenced me. But that's a whole different discussion, dude. So I don't have anything specific like the personal correspondences between 95 and 2001. I'm assuming there's some personal stuff in there between George and Chris that I want to look at. Looking at the latent image Night of the Living Dead notebook, which is that it's dated 68 to 78. Not sure what's in there. Kind of interested in looking at that.
I'm sorry, what was it again? I got distracted. I'm sorry.
The latent image / Night of the Living Dead notebook, and it's dated from 68 to 78. So I'm not really sure what all information is in that. Might be some. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I saw that, but I can't recall. Oh, didn't you look at that? Isn't that the vanilla one?
No, that's the latent image binder. I'm looking at that too.
The notebook.
Yeah, this is so there's a latent image notebook, and then there's a latent image binder. It's two separate things, two different boxes, 2 different folders. So I don't know. That's why I wanted to look at it.
I'm gonna have to look into that because I sent them a whole bunch of stuff. They're like, no, you have to look at this much. I went, all right. So I pared it down to like the essentials, and that would have been like an essential thing to look at. But I don't recall a notebook.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll snap some photos and send you anything I can. Because like I said, I'm curious too. It sounded intriguing, and it didn't really, when you go onto the website, it's not really very descriptive about what's inside of the stuff till you actually get to it and look at it.
Do you know the? I'll look online to see what the box numbers, because I can reference what I sent them and see if I had already looked at it. Because if I have it, then I obviously know it's already in there.
Yeah, and I can do that too. I'll go back into the portal and look and see what box number it is, and I'll let you know. So with that latent image binder. I'm actually going to look at the Wine of the Fawn script. Kind of excited about that. I've never seen it. I'm looking at another Dawn of the Dead script. I don't know. It might maybe one of the shooting scripts this time. Martin shooting script, and then the Night of the Living Dead screen transcript, which I'm assuming is the. I don't know if it's the one that's digitized and you can actually look at like a paper copy of it. It's not the actual physical script. I'm not sure what it is. So
I can tell you what it is if you like.
What is it?
Since there's no official script for Night of the Living Dead, they got Continental to make a script out of like what was actually said in the movie. So they made like an actual formatted version. I think it was sent to them in like April of 1970. And it's funny because there's some dialogue in there that is very incorrectly translated. That's not actually what's said in there. But it was from Continental to give to Latent Image. And if I remember correctly, until Ben's name is said, they refer to him as Negro.
Whoa.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting.
Damn.
Well, the fun part and the interesting part about going to the archives though is like you go in there with one thing in mind, and then you get into one of the boxes and you start seeing 10 different fucking things. It's like, oh shit, you get sidetracked inside. So half of this stuff that I've booked to look at, I probably won't even look at. It's like last year I wound up finding the Jack's Wife script and all this other stuff that I got sidetracked on. So it's really easy.
That's the thing. You request one thing and they just pull the whole box out, and you just end up taking the whole box. And then before you know it, it's like 2 hours have passed and you haven't even looked at what you originally wanted to look at.
Yeah,
but you've seen a bunch of other shit that like grabbed your attention.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I didn't spend a lot of time with those scripts because I was just looking to see if there was any information that was written in the note. You know, anything that might interest me. So I just took a picture of like the Jack's Wife script. I was like, wow, it's 161 pages. It really is long. And I took a photo of like the page number. I took like a photo of the last page of Wine of the Fawn, like random little things like that, just to know like how long is it. But even like the Crazy script that's all written in like yellow. Like, oh, that was the script that George originally wrote before he sent it to Lee Hessel, who sort of put his hand in and said, well, you got to switch this, you got to switch that. So it has the original ending of the nuclear explosion, and it takes place during Christmas. It's like, oh, this is really interesting, like the original Crazy script. But I don't think they actually have the shooting script for the Crazies. It's just the original. And that reminds me, Kramer Riblet, his sons told me that they have a shooting script for the Crazies like a while ago. And I said, I want to see it because I don't know if it even exists. You know, I don't know if there's one in George's archive of what they actually used to make the movie. I think the archive just has George's original.
Welcome back, Michelle. Are you okay?
If this computer crashes again, I'm going to switch to my phone because I'm about to throw it out the window. Just so you know.
I had a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
She's a boot.
No,
I was just about to give her shit for her Canadian Buddhism.
The boot.
Hey.
Buddhism.
I know. It's a conspiracy. You guys are making that up.
So I'm the newbie here. So I was kind of curious about the archive. Like, do they have any of his like old like 8mm stuff like from when he was like in his teens or anything like? No, they don't have anything like that. Or
they actually, when I talked to Ben Rubin, actually sort of got under my skin a little bit because a lot of those guys, I think they have an air about them that they know a lot, and I don't think they know as much as they think they know. They might have like Autumn in Pennsylvania, which is very important because that is actually they were hired by Ketchum to make these travel logs for Pennsylvania to travel there in autumn. And one of the things it needed to have is to be shot in CinemaScope because they were showing it in theaters. So that is what allowed them to buy the 35mm camera that they shot Night of the Living Dead with.
Okay.
And they screened it. I have advertisements where they show it in theaters. And I think I was talking to Ben Rubin. He's like, that kind of sounds familiar. So I was like, you don't know? Like, this is like a big deal. It's like unheard of. So they have some stuff. They have like a couple of the, I think, Latent Image films that they made for fun that I think was donated to them maybe by Russ, but I don't think you can actually see it. But George's actual like home movies and stuff, I know some of it exists because it's in the WQED Rick Seaback thing, but that came from a cousin.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't think they have any of that stuff. The stuff that they have at the archive is pretty much donated from Christine, Tina, and Suzanne.
Gotcha.
And hopefully at one point Richard. But that's
here you go, Todd. This is the breakdown of everything that you can access.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you go in through here and it's all broken down into different boxes and categories. You get your scripts you can pick out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Different scripts. Yeah, I mean it's pretty overwhelming. once you're in there and you see like they just pull out a cart, like you request 5 things and then they pull out a cart of boxes that you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it's all like box 1 through 50 and then folders within those boxes. So it's like if you select box something that's like box 99 folder 3, they bring you that entire box and you have access to all of the folders that are in that box. So anything else that's in there you can just look at.
Awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And it's free. All you have to do, if anybody ever wants to, check it out, all you got to do is go through the website, shoot Ben Rubin an email, let him know when you're coming.
Okay.
And he gets it all pulled out for you. Yeah, and what you want. And it's the best way you can spend a quick 6 hours.
I bet.
One afternoon.
And
Jace,
pro tip, it doesn't open till 9 o'clock. So if somebody tells you that the appointment is at 8 o'clock, you call
don't
bullshit.
listen to them.
Yeah, don't
Jace,
listen to them.
I don't remember. Have you been to the archive, Jace?
Not yet. I want to, but I just didn't plan it out well enough this time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll just be another trip just to go to the archive and maybe to some locations.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea because, like I said, there's just so much to look at to try to cover all your bases.
Yeah, maybe multiple days.
Yeah, they got props, photos, scripts, paperwork,
just
random, even like random bits of paperwork. Receipts, like not just like receipts for anything movie related, but just like receipts for what George ate at a restaurant in 1974. It's like, just like, because it's all literally stuff that they've compiled from just George's collection over the years. I think it's partially stuff that Christine still had. I think a lot of it is what Christine had, because I know that George just kind of, when him and Christine split, he just left all that shit with her, and he was just like, eh. So a lot of it was Christine's.
Thank God she saved it, like the original night script. Holy crap! Like that was such a major. Like, there's only one, and actually, we have Marilyn Eastman still has her night script, and I saw photos of it. And because we have the original typed script, one of the pages that I got matches perfectly with George's script, because a lot of the writing is like worn off on it, but it's worn off on George's script. So it's like, they made one and then they Xeroxed, I don't know how many, maybe like 2 or 3, and Marilyn Eastman ended up, getting one. But having the original with George's notes and stuff like that was just like invaluable.
Yeah.
It was like so important to just know what's in there and to help us out. There's shot lists of like, we're going to do this on that day. It was, and George said, whatever. So thank God.
Well, John, have you heard? I think you'd be interested in this, and I didn't know this until I forget who. I think maybe Larry told me this, but I had no idea. There's actually they actually have a John Russo archive at the University of Pittsburgh now as well. So maybe something to look into in your free time. I don't know. But I did have some questions here that I wanted to get to in the chat real quick before I get so far behind that people, I'm trying to keep up with everybody, because I do want to answer questions and but I'm telling you guys, the Q&A portion, tune in next Sunday night. Ask Larry. That's the Living Dead Weekend preview show. Ask Larry if you have a question about Living Dead Weekend or anything Romero related. Ask Larry. But here was a good one. Ontologically Steve. Interesting name. Has Rubenstein ever showed up to any of the conventions? And Larry Larry's got the answer to this one. Having Rubenstein might not be a good idea. Probably best that he doesn't come, which sucks, because I would love to meet Richard.
Oh, I would too. Yeah.
Like just to say I met him, just to get an idea of what kind of, because we all have this like idea in our head of who he is just from the way he handles his business and the way he goes about, his Dawn of the Dead, Martin, and all that.
I imagine he's like his character in Martin.
Probably, yeah. It's probably not too far off from who Richard actually was, But yeah, I would love to have Richard at one of those. But yeah, it's probably not a good idea. He'd probably just see a bunch of lawsuits, more so than anything. You're like, but who knows? I don't know.
You walk up with a Dawn shirt. He's like, I'm going to sue you. I can see that happening.
Is that
I have
officially licensed?
Yeah, I have a friend that worked for him, and at first said, "Oh, he's very misunderstood. He's a really nice guy." And then after a while, he's like, "No, everything you heard is pretty much true."
Are you talking about Leaf?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to out him, but yeah,
Sorry.
because I contacted him when I heard that Don was going to play. I was like, "Hey, is that true?" He's like, "Yeah." He said for 2 screenings. I was like, "Oh wow." It's like, how'd that happen? It's like, well, we made it work.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that about the
Right.
screenings on there. Who all's going? I know VIP is Friday night, and then there's a separate, which I have an extra ticket if anybody needs a ticket to the Saturday night screening, because I bought it before I realized that there's a VIP. So
we have 2
anybody
tickets.
did, I
as well,
think.
if anybody needs them, we have 2 tickets. So for Saturday night.
Yeah, so if anybody needs a ticket for Saturday, get at me, and I'll hook. I'm not going to charge you anything for it. I'll just be kind and hand them out to you.
Is the Saturday screening happening the same time as the VIP party? On
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah. Because I was thinking, it's like, that makes more sense for everybody that has the VIP ticket to be able to go to the screening on Friday, so they can enjoy the VIP party. Because that was kind of the issue last year, is that the screening started. Well, it started like right after the VIP party, but after the VIP party, you're already kind of, a little buzzed, and you're not really in the mood to sit and watch a movie. Yeah, and you want to get to the line early, which is
However, for sake of completion, I'm considering going to the beginning of the second one during VIP just to see what's different about it, capture some of it, and then go back to the party.
That's not a bad idea too, because there are 2 different. I think there's going to be 2 different introductions.
Exactly.
I think Friday night is like the main cast.
So.
I think Friday is the main cast introduction, and then the Saturday, I think they're going to have other, like some of the zombies, and I don't know. I have no idea, but
so
that's not a bad idea, actually.
Good point. Then. Yeah, absolutely.
But Craig Anderson had a question. Is there going to be a Sunday breakfast and movie like last year? I haven't seen anything in the ticket section. I don't think so. I haven't seen anything about that either.
I think Larry answered it immediately.
Yeah, he said no.
Okay. There you go. Again, guys, ask Larry next weekend, next Sunday, June 7th, 10 p.m. Here's a question from Martha. Down, I think Sharon sells shells. Yes, Sharon sells seashells down by the seashore. No, but yes, Sharon Hill actually does. I don't know if she still has any or not.
No,
though.
I think she sold them all. If I remember last June, she said she sold through them all. Did you get one? So maybe she still got them.
It was last
I got
June,
one in 2023, and it's a treasure. And thanks to Paul, because ran into Paul and he's like, "I just bought this." I was like, "Where? Take me there." And he did.
It was Paul that told me too, actually.
Yep.
I was like, "She still has some?" And I'm like,
"Yep, that's what I said."
Well,
so is it a lot of local vendors that do it, or is it like people fly in for vendors as well? Like, how are the vendors there?
It seems to be a mix.
Okay.
From what I saw.
You get a little bit of everything. There's a lot of people from all over. I can't really say for sure if it's mostly local people, but I don't think so. I know that there are different like physical media companies that'll have people there. Severin's usually there. Orbit DVD is usually there.
Yeah, they kind of come from all over. I remember Ryan Grayface with TerrorVision. He brought TerrorVision up there a couple of years ago. So it's from all over the country.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Also, a lot of random artists too, and book authors and other stuff has nothing to do with Romero anything. So it's a weird mixed bag of stuff.
Yeah, and then of course you'll have like Larry's got his booth there, Deals of the Dead, which is a bunch of Romero stuff. He'll have his light boxes there, which are fucking awesome. Those the fucking cell light boxes that he makes, fucking handmade. Those are pretty cool. Of course, Dan will be there. We were talking about Doodles of the Dead. He'll have a booth there with all his art and his collectibles and stuff. So, yeah, there's a wide range of shit usually, and especially for this one this year, I'm curious to see how many vendors that they're gonna have there for this, because, like I said, there's gonna be quite a few people there.
Dude, it was fucking assholes to elbows last year. I can't imagine what it's going to be like this time.
Yeah. Jeff said, I forget who it was, but wasn't one of the cast members selling empty? Oh, okay, yeah.
Sharon.
That was Sharon,
yeah. And then Larry's saying 8 more guests at least to be announced. So Stay tuned. Maybe we'll get a couple of those announcements next week. We'll see.
I'm curious for Larry. Is there going to be like 3 rooms this time? Because last time there were only 2 rooms, I think.
There's going to be 3. I think they announced that this week. There's going to be 3, and they're going to have. They're using the old Party City location too, so they're going to have a huge fucking room as well.
Because it was a little tight last time. It was a little being squeezed in that one room. So.
I want to get Vincent's Pizza. I got to get a bunch of people to go.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Sbarro's is apparently closed in the mall.
Oh. I have a friend of mine that actually dated the daughter of the owner of Sbarro. Which is just weird.
Royalty.
Like, how do they even have any money?
What's up, man? Horror Rock Dude. What's up, everyone? Good to see you, my man. And I saw Robert popping in here earlier as well. What's up, Robert? But yeah, all right. Who's got the next topic? Question. You guys want to
I've got a question.
Go, Michelle.
If you weigh Larry on Thursday night and then you weigh him on Monday morning, how much weight do you think he's gonna lose
7
over
pounds.
the weekend?
13 pounds.
That's my
It'd be like a
question.
Springsteen show.
I'm gonna say
All right.
7.
Are we taking guesses? So Will says 7.
I'd say 13.
Jay says 13.
Hmm.
Todd. Because Larry's doing 6 tours, and
10.
he's already. I know
10.
he's already working out and dropping weight, preparing for this like it's a big fight or something.
Although if he pounds a bunch of mochas and sugary energy drinks, he'll gain weight during the event. So
Gloria Jeans, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch that
Not gonna
Gloria
have time
Jeans.
to eat or even drink.
I think
don't
that
know.
really
That's a good
that's
question.
really what it depends on is how hydrated he is, because I mean he's moving, but he's not like running. He's not getting his heart rate up, right? So I don't know, maybe
No, but he's on
we'll
a
say between
3-hour
1 and 5
3
pounds.
hours.
1 and 5 pounds.
All right, Matt Singh. Come on now, this is Price Right. We can't go 1 and 5. So you're gonna say
Right.
3? You gotta
So
say 3?
3. Meet me in the
3.
middle. 3 pounds.
All right, 3. All right. Synth, what do you say?
I haven't kept up with his little weight loss journey yet, so I totally
Oh
guess
shit! Just say something.
maybe 4 pounds. I don't know.
And it's only and we're all right. I'm gonna bring a scale, and I'm gonna weigh Larry on Thursday. And whoever
Take a
gets
picture of us
whoever's closest without going over will win a copy of Blood. Never mind. John, where you go?
I almost did it again.
John, you got a guess?
Oh, me? 2?
I'm taking this very seriously too.
Okay.
All right. All right, Michelle.
Let's see. Has 5 been taken yet?
No.
All right, give me down for 5.
All right, you're right in the middle.
That's a lot.
Well,
He's
I'm-
running around like there's no sleep. You're just going. You're just going. No time to eat. Look, he's already lost 14 pounds. But I'm talking about specifically Living Dead weekend, where you're doing how many tours was it?
Like
Jesus, 6?
6 tours, 3-hour tours,
18 hours
6
of
3-hour
tours?
tours. Yes, of
Damn.
walking, and Larry, doing the kin roll and
Yeah.
fucking doing
Right.
thing.
More than anything, he's going to need a good PA because his voice is going to get shot. So
Well, I think he
Oh,
said
I-
last week he's got a
Yeah.
good one. He's got a new
Yeah.
one, so he's prepared. I think.
Should just
I had,
pre-record it. Yeah.
I just posted this because I was talking to one of my students and about the mall and all that, because I'm not gonna be working the next 2 Saturdays. And he mentioned if anyone's gonna bring like one of those 3D cameras on the tour, so it's more of like an interactive kind of thing. So that's a really cool idea. So it's not
That is
just
a good
like
idea.
I'm taking a picture of it. It's the 3D thing where you can sort of look around and so you can go
Oh.
around on the tour. I said I don't
You mean
know.
like
I said
the
that's probably something
360
that
camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
something that probably is more.
yeah, I have a 360 camera. I forgot to use it last time, so I'll try it this time. So
Yeah, I think
There you
because
go.
I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That seems like a great idea. Not only just for like, the mall, but the outside and any of that kind of stuff. Just to
Yeah.
because I thought about it, so that is better than just a photo because you can kind of like look around at like how they have it at the
Yeah.
and I looked at farmhouse on Image 10, even though it's a reconstruction, at least gives you like a sense of being there, and at least if it's a photo.
I'm down. I say anybody with any kind of camera, any kind of technology, document them all while you can, in any way you can. 3D, 2D, fucking however you want to. Like, get as much of it as as much as you can.
Get your Pixelmate out, the old Fisher Price Pixelmate black and white camera. You know,
Just own one of those.
do like Brett. Brett brought. I love the idea. Brett Aitken, guitar dude, brought his fucking Polaroid camera and was taking Polaroids
That's cool.
in certain spots in the mall, and I was like, dude, that's fucking brilliant. Like, bring a Polaroid camera. Who gives a shit? Like, document them all. Get as much as you can. So for your sake, for our sake, it's just so we have it, you know, so we can. Because
I'm going to do more 3D photogrammetry of some of the structures in the mall too. So actual 3D models of it. So,
are you bringing your drone, Matt?
I'm bringing my drone, and I'm going to try. So last year I got a little nervous because, like I said, it's kind of funny where you can fly drones around, and there's like a VA building right there on the property. So every time I would get towards a certain part of the property, I would start getting like alarms and shit. So I got kind of nervous filming around the mall, but I want to spend more time on the other side to try to get as much of the roof as I can. And Daz was out there with me too. And Daz was like, "Oh shit, you're going to get arrested, dude." And I'm like, "No, please don't say that. You're freaking me out." So I got
Last thing you need is FPS knocking at your door.
Yeah, no shit. So
I think
I got a little tight butthole about it.
Which is great.
And that was the drone that was lost on the roof.
That's the one that wound up on 247. John, let me ask you this: how do you think that the people that own the property, I'm sure they wouldn't let me do it, but the original farmhouse property, you think they would care if I did a flyover?
I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, it's public. It's not like, I mean, it's just, there's a guy that's in Evan City that does his own drone. He'll just put it up there and fly it around. I guess it's probably like okay, because I don't think there's anything illegal about it. You're not like on their property, like you're not like walking on their property.
Yeah,
practicing my drone the last couple of weeks since I found it again. If it's high enough, you can't see or hear it, so they won't even know it's there.
Well, I guess that's the thing, is like I would want to kind of get it lower. You know what I mean? Like instead of like walking on the property, maybe like fly the drone out there. I don't know if that would, if somebody saw that whizzing by their house, because I thought about doing the same thing.
Freak the fuck out. It's like
shotgun your drone out of the sky.
Especially with the drones in New Jersey, they're thinking like, oh shit, they've moved down here.
But that's what I was gonna say, is I thought about doing that for the Night 90 house too, but they would probably shoot that shit right out of the fucking sky. So
but it's like, would you even know that it's up there?
Well, that's the thing.
You wouldn't. If it's far enough, they wouldn't know.
I would. I mean, if it's even though it's private property, it's like private property on the land. I don't think there's anything wrong with like flying a drone up there, especially if it's like, if you're going near the house and everything, it probably, it's a little bit suspicious. But if it's more just like the general layout, if you go all the way down to where the camp used to be, and I think it's probably fine. But
the only thing tricky about the Night 90 house is you're far enough from the road where you're starting to get to your outer edge of your range, and you might lose the signal. So
we'll be the getaway driver, Matt. We'll be the getaway driver for you.
But yeah, I know, Todd, that you guys, you and Aaron are going to be doing a lot of filming and stuff.
We're bringing a ton of stuff down there. So I got to get everything.
Document as much as you can.
Yeah.
On somewhere. My dog's back here fucking making love to the carpet, so I think she probably needs to go out. I'm here alone tonight, so I have to let the dogs out. So whoever's got another topic or question, take it away. I'm gonna go let the dogs out real quick.
I got one. I'll ask one. So Todd, you've never been to Living Dead Weekend, right?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so I'll keep this kind of open to where anybody could answer. So what are some of the locations that you guys are going to be visiting while you're in town? Whether it be new, old, whatever. I've never been to Braddock. I've been up to Pittsburgh like probably 5 times now. Never once been to Braddock. So that's definitely on my list this time.
Yeah.
But I know the last couple years we've skipped the Evan City Cemetery. Like, we want to go back there. I want to get some drone footage of that shit. So there's a couple of old locations I want to go to, but also some newer ones, especially Braddock. So what are some other locations that you guys are wanting to visit while you're in town?
Yeah, so we talked about we want to do Evans City, of course. I mean, we are either going to do that on Thursday or Monday because we're staying till Tuesday. So we're going to do that, and then we will also want to do like the the night 90 house we or farmhouse we can from the street because I know you can't really get close to that. And then just basically the original night locations and that sort of thing, but we're open to anything at this point, man. Like I talked to Alpha. He was telling me about it's too far away. He was telling me about the Tales from the Dark Side, the bridge. And everything.
Yeah.
That's gonna be too
It's
far
far.
away. Yeah, but
It's actually right by the Flight 93 memorial site.
Oh, it's that far out?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scottsdale or whatever it was called. Shanksville, or
how far is Gettysburg from
like
there?
4 hours.
Oh, it's
it's pretty far east. It's more east, right?
Yeah, it's pretty far.
I know
if you go to the 990 house, you got to go to the 990 cemetery. It's right down there. So
okay. So yeah, we'll check that out too. But yeah, we're open to suggestions too when it comes to that. So yeah, just
if you're a big fan of Kingpin, Kingpin was
yeah. That's awesome. I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh, that bowling alley in Kingpin, Mars
Yeah.
Lanes in Mars, Pennsylvania.
Really?
The coolest fucking people. That's the same people that own that bowling alley owned it when they shot Kingpin there. So they have like a whole shrine of like Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray stuff and like shots, like pictures and stuff that they took when they were on set filming. So yeah, those are the
Silence of the Lambs house
coolest
also.
people.
You can go to that.
Oh wow.
That's cool. Buffalo Bill's house, which is actually like a
bread and breakfast or like
bed
Airbnb.
and breakfast now. Yeah, Airbnb.
Yeah, you can stay there.
I'm not going anywhere. Except
Nowhere?
next no, well, because I'm going to be with Jim the whole time. So
Yeah, you're gonna be hanging out. Yeah.
But that's why in October, since it was the same. Chiller is usually in April and October, and it just happened to be the same weekend as Living Dead weekend. So Jim wanted to have all the Night of Living Dead people at Chiller the same weekend as as Living Dead weekend. So I said, well, I'm not going to miss going to the mall. So I said, well, since I'm not going to be there with him, I can go by myself. So I ended up visiting like 70 locations in a week. And I mean, I put about 2,000 miles on my car, and I drove from Long Island to Pittsburgh, and then I went from Pittsburgh to Jersey on Friday, and then drove back from New Jersey to Pittsburgh Friday night, and then drove back on Sunday or Monday. So I put a ton of miles, but I visited. I mean, it wasn't like I spent a lot of intimate time with any of these locations. It was just like, oh, here's the courthouse from Martin. Cool. Here's the lane from the Crazies. Like the opening shot. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. So stuff like that. So
I remember your pictures. You had a ton of cool locations you were showing at the.
Yeah, I did a lot. I mean, I stole a lot.
Yeah,
from
John
Larry.
was finding all those locations that like I would never even think of like looking for, like shit from the Crazies. And you went to the restaurant where Night of the Living Dead was conceived, which is like literally like right behind 247 San Marini's or whatever it's called.
Because it's like, I'm in the area. What can be here? So I try to think of all these little interesting spots, and I did find. I mean, it wasn't that exciting. I found one new location for the Crazies because there was a newspaper article that said where they shot the war room scene. There was a couple of scenes from an amusement park where the old lady runs out of the apartment that I went to. There was like some random location from Jack's wife that I found when Joan is like shopping right before she becomes a witch. It was on Walnut Street. I was like, oh, I think I can find that. So there was like a couple of weirdo kind of spots, but most of the other places, especially the crazy spots, I just stole from Larry. It's like, oh, it's that one. And actually, what made it a little difficult was when I was pretty sure where they were, but I had to pin it on a map to say, drive to this location. So I had to be sure what I was looking at. And for Google Maps for Scott Ridge Road, you can't. They have one of those Google car things, where you're on street level. It doesn't go that far. So I had to like look at the layout of the land. Like, yeah, this looks like where it would have been. Some of the locations obviously were easy because once I went to it, I then had to delete it. I used like a Google Maps with all the pins, but I went to the Day of the Dead mine for like 2 seconds, and so it was a lot. And even all the locations for Braddock was and little Mrs. Booba over here gets the grand tour, which was really nice.
Yeah.
But I went there as soon as I parked.
Yeah, let's make that happen again, Michelle. Can you call up your good buddy Tony?
What's that?
Can you call up your good buddy Tony
Tony's sweet.
and get us?
Yeah,
as soon as I parked in front of the Martin house, like to take pictures, a guy walks right out of the house and looks at me, and I went, "Oh my god!" So I had to go back into the car and just drive, because you don't look like a weirdo. What are you doing taking pictures of this place and all that stuff? So Braddock
You have
was.
to do it from the car like a duck
That's
blind
my
when
favorite
they don't
picture
bother you.
yeah.
So,
That's my favorite picture
Yeah.
from 2025 was me and Tony in front of the house. I like that one.
Lucky.
Yeah. So lucky you. I had to go out and pretend I wasn't a weirdo taking all these pictures of random people's houses.
I just said I was going, and he's like, "How about I meet you?" And then I said, "That would be great." Yeah.
When I went to the and this is crazy. When I went to the house where Martin delivers the groceries for the first time, there were like goats hanging out in the front of the yard, like one of the yards over there. I was like, "There are goats here? What? Like in the yard just hanging out?"
Braddock's an interesting place. That's for sure.
And I also visited all of the houses that Romero lived in. I did like a whole timeline from 64 to 1980, really. So, and there was like a couple of ones that weren't that common. So that was, and actually I went to Kyra's house because she told me she actually happened to live like a few blocks away from one of George's addresses. And that was also the same block where a couple guys from Night of the Living Dead lived. So I just did.
I think Gene and I drove by there. I think he took me when we were going around. He was driving me around too.
Oh, to
like
Carl
where
place?
Kyra showed me where Kyra was, and
the like big Gothic looking building.
Yeah.
That's not surprising. I don't know. I feel like Kyra would live in a big Gothic fucking building for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of I don't know. Look, I always try to go back to the same spots. Just I got to go to the cemetery just to go. So I'm there. You got to go. I got to go through Braddock. And I don't care. I got to go through Braddock. Got to do Braddock, even if it's just a drive-through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's the mall. That's the whole thing this year. It's like this is kind of
Yeah. I want to spend
Spend
more
as
time.
much time as you can.
Do not go to the Night Rider Cemetery because you will get ticks.
That is true.
I didn't get any, but I was there at night when it was rainy, so that's probably easier. No ticks. So,
Man,
it was really difficult trying to find the place where the king was buried because nothing really lined up. So I had to really look for. I guess it's a Greek thing, a Greek cross.
yeah,
Just
the black cross that's layered like that, right? So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like T's with two.
I
of
couldn't
them,
find
so-
it in the dark. I have to go back.
Yeah, it was not where I thought it was because you see like in the film there's like actually I'm about to see it right now. It's like there's like a water tower in the background. I tried to find it, but it wasn't where I thought it was.
There's a sloping hill in the background, right? And I was looking for that. And I couldn't.
Yeah, well, I tried to find because there's a photo of Amplis with his arm on one of those.
Exactly. That's why I was looking for that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I found the right one because also there was also a small one that wasn't there, but like there was also another grave behind it. I'm going, this looks like, I'm pretty sure this is the location, and it's like in the back. So if like when you go right in, it's not left or right, it's like all the way at the back, and there's like nothing else behind it. So I think that was it. That was the last.
The diner where Billy does a beatdown is now a bank. So I drove by
oh,
that.
is it? I haven't
Yeah.
been to that one yet.
Yeah, it's on my
Haven't been to that
stream.
one
I
yet.
drove by it. So
Is the Creep Show house something you guys go to quite a bit too?
Yes, yeah,
Is it-
definitely go to
Are the
it.
owners
Yeah.
pretty okay with that? And-
Oh yeah.
Oh, are you
They're
kidding?
into it.
Supportive, yeah.
they love it. They set it up on purpose. Yeah,
Oh,
they-
yeah.
Yeah, they
they got the
dress them.
props out front.
Okay.
Yeah, they got props. We got a sign-in book. Like if you
Yeah, they
visit,
have a
like,
guest book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Gotcha.
Now the house, the red, like the red barn-looking house from Dawn of the Dead that you can see when you see the National Guards guy. It's like literally right next to that neighborhood. It's where the airport used to be. I hate saying that, but it's where the airport used to
Logan's
be.
Ferry Road, yeah.
Yeah. But I've told the story of the girl that did my fucking see here my Monroeville Mall tattoo last year. Actually owns that house, and she was like, I don't even like the movie. I'm not even a fan of the movie. There's always these fucking weird people that just like park in front of my house and are like taking pictures and like wandering around my yard, and I'm just like, sorry about that. But for anybody that wants to look at, don't be too weird and don't freak these people out. Just be respectful, keep a distance, because these are people's houses. They do live there.
Yeah, I actually crashed my low-end shitty drone
windows.
into the lawn of the red house, and luckily they weren't home. So I'm like,
so you're who she was talking about.
No one was home. No one was home, luckily. And I didn't get the shot anyway, so I'm going to go back with, I'm going back with a good one to get some better shots. So.
Yeah, after watching Out of the Furnace, I did notice some different locations. Like there's a scene where the bridge where everybody thought was the Martin Bridge for all those years, but it's actually there's another bridge. But I had to go back and look at that. I was like, man, because that bridge really does look like the bridge from Martin. But
that metal footbridge, I thought that was torn down.
It is.
Yeah.
But it looks so similar. But you really have to like match up the background and stuff. Larry, solved this years ago and figured it out. But yeah, I wish that bridge was still there, the Martin Bridge. But there is one very similar to it that a lot of people for years have said was the bridge, but it's not actually. It's a completely different bridge. But yeah, people boycott Walmart. Walmart can choke on them. Anybody wants to shit on Walmart, I'll definitely put your comments up for that one. But yeah, so all right, who's got another topic?
So I had one
here?
since we're all sad about the demise of the mall coming up, and I haven't been to the archive ever. Just haven't had time driving like a maniac, all locations and stuff. I definitely plan to go back to enjoy the archive at some point in the future, and also see other locations I haven't seen. But what are you guys going to do once the mall is gone? Are you going to go back and do stuff like that, or do other locations?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I think we talked about this. Was it last week? Where, I mean, we'll go back, but I don't think there's any reason to go back to Monroeville. Like that's going to be it, pretty much.
I don't want to see where the mall was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I would. Because I've been emailing with Lee Carr for the past week, just emailing back and forth with Lee, just hearing some of his stories and stuff. And he literally lives like 3 miles from the mall, and he was talking about like, oh man, I might just camp out there then the night before and just like film it, and just like really like cover the whole thing, like the kind of what he did with the JC Penney's when they got rid of Penney's. But I was just like, man, I don't even know if because the whole joke is like, oh, let's rent a U-Haul and go, let's salvage as much of the mall as we can, But like, I don't even know how I will react, like emotionally, seeing like, here's where the mall used to be, and now it's a big pile of rubble. Sure. And then a year later, we go back and it's like, oh, that's where the mall used to be. Now it's a Walmart.
Yeah.
Yay! Like, I don't want to see that. So yeah, there's like no reason for me to go back to Monroeville once the mall's gone, because the airport's gone. That's not there anymore. Yeah, the Creepshow house is still there in Monroeville. The Red House is still there, but really outside of that, they don't even have a Permane Brothers in fucking Monroeville anymore. So there's literally no reason for me to go back at this point.
No,
which just sucks, because that was like my dream location. That was always my dream vacation from the time I was like 12. I was like, I got to get to Monroeville one day. I got to go to the mall one day. And now it's going to be like, I have no reason to go back. I'll still go back to Pittsburgh.
But didn't Mike Ankus live right up the street from the mall? You just walked there, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like with the airport, even though it's not there, because I haven't seen it, with my own eyes, the airport is still there. So I'd probably say it's like probably the same thing with the mall. If I just like almost ignore it in a way, where like, I know it's gone, but I haven't seen that it's gone, so I can almost fool myself like, well, it's still there. As long as
the airport runway's still there. You can walk it. I did it last time. So
yes, so I think that
might be the way to go.
I probably wouldn't want to see it, You know.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm with you over there, John.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'll still go back to Pittsburgh, and I'll still want to visit, Braddock and Evans City. Like, yeah, Evans City. Like, that's the beautiful thing about Evans City is like Evans City has embraced Night of the Living Dead at this point. Like, they got, and the cemetery is always going to be there. Like the downtown, where I mean, pretty much everything was shot all over Evans City. So I mean, that's just a living.
Well, you got some of the crazies that was filmed right at the post office at Evans City. I
Right.
really hope that they bring the convention there.
That would
moving
be cool,
forward.
man. Yeah.
Are they going to move the museum back to Evans City? You think the Living Dead Museum?
I don't know. I was actually asking Larry about that. Where if Kevin has figured out where he's going to move the museum once the mall's gone, and they haven't really figured out anything yet. But that was kind of one of the questions that I wanted to throw out there tonight. With after Living Dead weekend, and once the mall is gone, they still plan on doing Living Dead weekends. It's just gonna evolve into something else. But what do you guys think? What do they do with it? Where does it go next? Like, I think, to me, like the obvious evolution would be to move it to the fucking Wampum Mines and have a fucking convention at the Wampum Mines.
That'd be awesome.
That'll never
I
happen.
don't think that's going to happen.
That'd be awesome.
That's not going to happen.
That'll
And
never
then everyone
happen.
gets a black lung that they got down there. So
Right.
It-
Exactly. Everybody's going to be
it-
sick. Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I
What
think
do
it
you
would-
guys think? What do they do next?
I think it would be a good idea to take it back to Evans City.
Yeah.
I know it's a little further outside of Pittsburgh, but either take it back to Evans City and celebrate Night and the rest of George's legacy up there, or do it somewhere in downtown Pittsburgh. That's what I think.
And then find a way to incorporate. Well, there is no way to incorporate 247 Fort Pitt, but like you could do a walking tour, walk past it, and go like, "Here it is."
Yeah.
Well, see, like that would be like my ideal, which it's not an ideal location to have a a convention or anything, because there's parking and all. No, there's no way. But like if you could move the museum to 247, like that would be kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
But I would love for them to do something with 247 if there was any way to possibly do that, because I don't even know what's in that building these days. But I mean, that's just living history right there. That in and of itself should be in a museum. Is just 247, a Romero museum. And you got the basement, you got the roof, you got all the offices. You still got Laurel stickers, down in the basement and inside the door there. So I'd love for them to do something with that. I don't know if that's a possibility. And and talking about going back to Evans City, I agree that makes the most sense. But Larry chimed in here with my thought. Living Dead Weekend will happen when the mall is gone. No idea where yet. We already had the show up there, and it honestly failed miserably. The museum wasn't successful up there either.
Well, but
It's
you know what?
so-
That was
Well, it
before.
doesn't seem like you'd have a lot of like accommodations and stuff. Would you?
But if there's
Yeah,
no
there's
other
not a lot of
place.
hotels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's like far from the airport. Like somebody have to pick me up.
But let me ask you.
Couldn't-
So they did it in October, but knowing that there would also be one in June at the mall, do you think people just held off because they figured we'd just go in June? I mean, if there's not a mall anymore, this is the only place to do it. I feel like, and then you move it to the summer when people usually go and people are off. I feel like you would draw a bigger crowd. That's just I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know for sure, but
I think you would, but I think they used to do that. Well, I don't know. I think that it's always been kind of the October show is Evans
it was
City.
always in the fall, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they used to do it like it would be all throughout downtown, like because the museum was downtown, and it would be all throughout downtown. Maybe do something like that. They do have the Steam Fitters Convention Center or whatever down there, which it's a smaller venue, and I kind of dug when I went up there in October for the Night of Living Dead reunion a couple of years ago. I kind of dug that environment. It's smaller, more intimate. It's a great location for like panels, but it is smaller though. There's not a lot of room in that spot. So
having it in Pittsburgh seems tough. The parking seems like a nightmare, and it's just
yeah.
No.
I mean, because you could do it, I guess, at the the convention center is still going to be there in Monroeville, as far as I know. But
Where they
again,
had
like
Steel
I
City
don't.
Con.
Yeah, but I've heard that place is kind of a dump. So I don't know I don't know if that would be an option, and I don't even know if that would be if I would want to go, because again, you'd be right next to. Hey, remember when the mall was over there? Now it's it's fucking Wally World, and it's like I don't want to be around this. So I don't know what the next best option would be. Like I said, unless it's the Wampum Mines or something. I think people would travel all over if they could get in the Wampum Mines for a convention, for a Living Dead weekend in the Wampum Mines. Not gonna happen though.
Not gonna happen. No.
But I don't know.
Yeah, because they have like
Anybody
secure document storage there, right? They wouldn't let people in there randomly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And people's vehicles and RVs and
Yeah.
shit. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
I mean,
Storage.
my thought would be is, how are you going to get people to come back? I mean, what are you going to offer people to bring them back next year?
Well, yeah, with the mall being gone, I mean, it seems like it would be a pretty big blow to the convention. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Because
not trying to,
I mean, honestly, the mall is a big draw.
that's a
For Living
draw.
Dead weekend.
It
Like
is.
that's because there's so many people that go. Like it's great that there's a convention there and they have all the guests and everything going on there. But a lot of the people that go are people like Todd who have just always wanted to visit the mall, who've always wanted to be at the mall. And now there's
Right.
like this opportunity to not only go to the mall, but you also get to meet all of your, all your favorite actors and experience and be around like-minded fans. And it's the whole encompassing experience where I don't know where they take it after the mall for it to be.
And that's why I think like a lot of these like Friday the 13th are doing that stuff now where they they open up like their thing with once a year they have that camp out and shit like that. But like maybe Night of Living Dead, the original location, they had like I don't know, cabins or something. Like these people embrace this stuff. I mean, who knows, they can make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, I mean they
Turn
they
LMA Smith's house into an Airbnb.
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, I don't know. And the thing, and then the problem with like Night of the Living Dead is that movie's almost 60 years old at this point, and a lot of those people aren't going to be here.
A lot of history though, man. It's I don't know.
Yeah, but again,
the
it's
younger
like,
generation isn't. I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
I think it would still be a good idea to have it in Evans City, not just because of Night of the Living Dead, but just because of Romero in general. I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific location from a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead 60 years old, but this is still a whenever you go, every convention we go to every year, whenever you go up to Evans City, how many people do you fucking run into in Evans City Cemetery that are there for the mall?
Sure.
They're also going up there to see the cemetery. So I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would still work. It probably wouldn't be as big. And you also have to think about the last couple of years. The crowd that they've been drawing is because everybody knows the mall's going away. Like last
Yeah.
year was fucking huge because everybody
Yeah.
thought that was it. And then we find out,
Yeah.
wait, we got one more year. So now this one's going to be even bigger. But 2 years ago, even 2021, when we went, Mike, it was like it wasn't nearly as fucking packed as it's been the last couple of years. Now that people know the mall's
No.
going away.
Well, even in
So-
2021, like you could kind of see. So, like 2021 was like the first year because they had to cancel it the year prior because of
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
And so 2021, it's like, oh fuck, they're opening up again. So everybody was excited. That's why I went. Because it was like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to make this happen. Because we've been
2021,
locked up for a
the
year.
Canadian border was closed, so no Canadians were there.
Ooh.
That's why it was so great.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
I bought my ticket in 2019 for 2020, and then of course because of COVID, then it got pushed to 2021, and then because of the border, then it got pushed to 2022. So I finally got to use it.
Wow.
Then
Well, and it's like I said, it's like 2021 was. It was, it felt big. Like there was a lot of people there. Not as many as was there last year, and probably definitely not going to be as many people that are going to be there. In a few days, but it felt big. But then you go back 2022, and it's like a few less. It's less people because
It was
it's not.
less.
It was less people. Then 2023, it was even less. But then you get the news of the mall, and it's like, oh, boom, here we go. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think they could still do it, and Evans City would work. But yeah, it's never gonna be as big or be what it is, what we've seen last year, and
No.
definitely not what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks. So
It's too convenient for the mall. I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfect spot. Yeah.
fucking
I was-
Walmart, man.
Telling my barber a couple days ago about going to this, and she's like, "What is it?" And then I'm explaining it, and then she's like, it's a mall. It's like, yeah, it's like,
It's an
and
important
it's
place in
so
our
functional.
lives.
And I was telling her the story of standing in the line for the bench photo, and people were shopping, and people walked up to Claire, like, why are you in line? She's like, it's for a movie. And the guy was like confused. She's like, it's 45-year-old movie. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
and he's obviously younger than 45.
Yeah.
And so my barber's like, are you going to dress up? I was like, no. She's like, but you love this horror stuff. It's like, yeah. It's like, I do makeup effects. And she's like, well, why don't you get dressed up? It's like, it's not that kind of thing for me. It's like, plus my makeup effect heroes are going to be there. I'm not on their level. So no. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
not Rocky Horror Picture Show, so
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you definitely see there are definitely people there that cosplay and get into costume and stuff, which is cool. But that's another thing about Living Dead Weekend that's so different from a lot of the other conventions. Like, I feel like a lot of conventions, like if you go to the bigger conventions like Horror Hound, Days of the Dead, stuff like that, I think a lot of people are there to be seen. They're there to put on their costumes and take pictures and be seen. They're not there for any movie. They don't really. They're just there because they do cosplay, which is fine.
Yep.
That's cool. But Living Dead Weekend, it's literally like it's the hardcore fucking Romero nerds. It's the hard.
Yeah.
We're there because we want to talk to Nick Mustandry is going to be there, and I got 9 things for this guy to sign.
God
so I
damn
got
it.
$500 set aside for this one guy. But like, you know,
Well,
it's
but I think that's the important thing to keep in mind too for Kevin and everybody else is that no matter where you move it, like the real fans are gonna come. Like we'll
Sure.
be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It may not be as lucrative as it is this last year
It's
at the
true.
mall or whatever, but like the people that want to show up that really love Romero and these films and these actors and stuff and the crew, we're gonna come no matter where you move it. So
Well, they might have to ramp up the marketing. I mean, I learned about this convention from your channel here, Mike, because I was out of the loop for a long time as a horror fan, but a kind of a backseat horror fan for a while, and I found about it, and that's why I started going and love it. But I don't know if they're advertising in Fangoria and other major magazines or whatever. They should up their marketing, and then you could do it in Evans City and have a draw.
yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is online. It's all social media now. But I do remember seeing when I was at Horror Hound, they did have flyers and stuff out. This was a couple of years ago. They had flyers out for the for Living Dead Weekend as well. So I don't know how much you can. I mean, yeah, I guess you again, you got to have the budget. And that's another thing. There's a lot of these smaller conventions, like recently Cinema Wasteland. They've been around for 20 some years, and this was their last year. They're not going to be doing Cinema Wasteland anymore because Cinema Wasteland is just a smaller con. It was more of a trade show. It was more of just like a swap meet. It was just like where horror nerds would get together. Yeah, celebrities were there. It was the old school horror convention vibe where it was more about. Yeah, it was more about like the vendors and hanging out with like-minded people, and it's like the bigger cons like the Horror Hounds and those types, the Scare Fest here in Kentucky. They get all the big names and stuff, so they got it's all about the budget and how much money they can pump into the advertisement and how many people they can bring in to buy $200 autographs from Corey Feldman or whatever. Like that's great, it's fine. That's your thing. That's your thing, but.
To mention the Cinema Wasteland thing, obviously I've mentioned I'm not a convention guy, which is why it's sort of taken me so long to, which I regret. But when Jim and I were driving down to North Carolina is when I was looking on Facebook and saw that the Cinema Wasteland was going down, and I had told Jim, like, hey, did you know about this thing? Because he's mentioned it before with bringing people there or just some stories and talking about this and that. And he's like, he told me about. I mean, I might be talking a little bit out of school about this because I wasn't there. But it seemed like that guy prided himself on making that convention very small. That he was saying like it always had to be in this one location, which is like kind of out of the way. He never raised the prices, which of course was good for the fans, but it made it harder to take care of all the costs of bringing in people and all that kind of stuff. And also like, well, we have like a vendor waiting list. It's like, well, that's not good because this is money that you're leaving on the table for these people want to be a part of this. And he catered more, I guess, to there seemed to be some sort of like elitism about how he ran, I guess, the convention. Jim was also telling me that like when Walking Dead got popular, he like refused to book some of the Walking Dead people. Like, but these are like the people that are going to bring the other people, like more people to the convention. So
Right.
I don't know if the guy also was like just shot himself in the foot with some of his ideas. Happy, proud to keep it small, but I guess maybe it's also very much like Night Riders. It's like if for the convention to sort of live, you have to grow a little bit with it, or else it goes away. And I guess that's just what had happened. But with Living Dead Weekend, it's a bit different. We sort of want it to grow, but it's a very, I mean, who else has this kind of convention for one particular person and their films, You don't,
yeah, you don't see it unless I think Trauma used to have some conventions and stuff, but like for like one guy, one filmmaker, and I was telling Larry this the other day. He was telling me about all that. I'm just like, dude, well, I know you're working hard, and I know it's a crazy weekend, but make sure you guys just take a minute to enjoy it. Am I still here? Take a minute to step back and enjoy it, like just. Because what they've created is kind of unheard of, just like because it literally is it is the Night Riders thing. It's a small family of people that just work their asses off every year to make this thing happen, and and yet we want it to grow, we want it to be, we want it to continue, but again, it's like Night Riders, it's like. And at some point, the wolf's at the door, and bills need to be paid, and logistically, like how much longer can you keep doing it unless you have something like the Monroeville Mall that will attract all types of people from around the world?
I was surprised my first time 3 years ago how big it was. Actually, it was seemed quite sizable. It's nice. Yeah.
And that's one thing that I, going for the first time, like, it's like, I'm not going, I mean, I love to meet like the, the celebrity guests and all that stuff, but I'm mostly just going to see you guys, to hang out with like-minded people. I'm that type of person. Like, this is like my escape from, 9 to 5, that sort of thing. Like, people around me, I don't have friends here where I live that are into any of this stuff or Romero and all that stuff. So it's just like, and it's going to be, I'm looking forward to that. Just sitting there talking about like, random things from any Romero film is just going to be like the highlight of my weekend, man.
It's the whole weekend, dude.
Yeah. I don't have anybody in my life, and I didn't know anybody in 2022 when I went. And look, now I've got the best of friends.
Now you're tagging around with Tony Booba and Braddock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that just happened. I don't even know how that happened.
It's true. It's like when I was talking to Chris, it really is like a family, reunion, and it's hard to really, it's hard to understand unless you're at one. And I've said this like a million times, because it was different for me. I didn't know. I was never a convention person, which is why I never met George. I never cared about autographs. I never cared about any of that kind of stuff. And I only went to Living Dead Weekend because I wanted to go to the mall. When I first went to the mall in 2006. I walked in, I walked around. I ate the Chinese food, which was terrible, but I didn't go to Evans City. I didn't go to the airport. And years later, said, I want to kind of do that again. I want to go to the Evans City Cemetery. Oh, they have this like convention thing. All right, I guess I'll go there late on a Friday because I don't want to be walking around and talking to people and like not getting their autograph and not realizing the familial idea of it. And I think, again, it's very similar to Night Riders. It seems like all those other ones, like the Halloween ones, they seem to be very superficial to me.
Yeah,
it's hard to describe, but they all see it's all sizzle, no steak. Whereas like the Romero stuff is like not really the opposite, but it's different. It's like this is the core audience for this film. Like these people are not just like, oh, I think I saw that movie once, it was okay. Like the people that are there are really passionate about it. So it's smaller, but it's very, tightly knit. But at that same time,
I think that speaks to, just real quick, I think that really speaks to the way George made movies too. Mm-hmm. It was a family atmosphere on the set of his films. His films were just as much everybody else's film as it was his. It was just as much Gornick's film. It was just as much Dubinsky's film. It was just as much John Rice, man. Like I said, when we when I finally met John Rice, we walked up to his table, and usually you go to a convention, you walk up to somebody's table, and they're sitting there, and they say, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Sign. Here you go. $40. Thanks. Come again." John Rice stood up and was just like, "Oh, hey guys, you look like you want to hear a story," and we're just like, "Yes, please go on." We're all ears.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the mentality of a lot of these people. They're just there because they grew up in the area. They worked together in the Pittsburgh film community for so many years, and like I said, these movies are just as much theirs as anybody's. So like they have just as much just spend fucking 30 minutes, and you will spend 30 minutes talking to Amplis about Martin. And he loves talking about fucking Martin. Like but that's the experience you get. It's not just a transactional, for the most part. It's not just a transactional like,
Depends on
hey,
who
give
you're
me your
talking
money.
to.
Yeah. It's not just here, give me your money. Here's your signature. Thanks for coming. It's more.
And the event is ripe for nerding out. My favorite night was at that after party small. We were hanging out, and it was John, Jim, and Larry going off Nerd Central about all the minutia.
Yeah.
I love that. That was awesome.
Outside the hotel.
That was so cool.
I knew we were in for a treat because John and Larry were sitting there talking, and Jim was kind of sitting over on the other side, just and all of a sudden I see Jim walk over and he pulls up a chair, and I was like, all right, I'm just sitting back and I'm just gonna listen. I'm not gonna say shit.
Let it
I'm just here to
unfold.
listen. Yeah. And that's
I'm sure
what you
it'll
get.
happen again. But also, and this is the other thing, because it's not us as like the family, it's also the actors and them and how they interact. Because this is when they get to see each other.
Sure.
Like how many times did Gornick and Dubinsky, hang out? This is like, oh, that's why you want the table next to you. And then they're talking about all time. And like for me, that's also great to see. I like also seeing them enjoy themselves. Like getting, because it's their when they get together and talk about and meet up and X, Y, and Z. I remember bringing Chris. I mentioned this before. I think it was 2023. Bringing Christine to her table, and Molly seeing her for like the first time and whatever, and almost bursting out into tears. Seeing her, and I was like, I get it. You know what I mean? It's not just for us. It's the whole thing. And again, to bring it around to like George's films, he's always talking about if only people can work together and people not getting along and whatever. And it's like we're almost proving him wrong in a way. It's like we're thumbing our nose at him. It's like look at the gift that he gave us, and this is what he cultivated with his films and his fans. That this is our tribute to him, and it basically flies in the face of no, George, you're actually kind of wrong. We all do kind of get along. And,
we do care. Yeah.
If you film it, they will come.
Yeah, I mean, there are, of course, we're human. There's little pockets of sometimes some weirdness or whatever happens. It's fine, but for the most part, like this is the even when I talk to Kara about this stuff, I have to explain to her like, it's weird, for most people, but the fact that I've loved these movies for 30 years now. It's when I first saw it, 1996, and 4 years ago, I know I was just like, wow, I'm just going to put on Dawn and watch it and just know a ton about it as much as I can. And now I have a group of friends that not only I can geek out with this, but like I know some of these people. I can, be on the phone with Gornick, or I could talk to these people. And like, it's mind blowing to me that like, it's not big. It's not like I know John Carpenter, but it's like these people always meant a lot to me. And the fact that I can share this with all these other peoples is like it's hard to wrap my head around that. Like I'm actually involved, or we're involved in something that we love so much. And it's like not a lot of people get this. They get to meet John Carpenter. I thank you, blah, 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 and then 2 seconds and you're gone, and everyone's got their Michael Myers mask. Yeah. But like for us, it's different, and it's hard to explain because it's these silly movies. But for whatever reason, it means so much to us, and it's great that we get to share it with these because they're generally normal people. They're not Greg Nicotero might be the biggest out of all of them, but like we love them, and they love that we love them, and they love us back. Of course, it helps to put a little bit of scratch in their pocket because these films didn't put it in their pocket to begin with, but it's sort of our way of giving back to them. Like you should have gotten this, like you deserve this. Like all the Martin autographs that Amplis signed, especially for his deal, when he got paid for it. It's like So
that's what I always say about Greg too. It's like he would be there for free. Like he just wants to be there, you know, like because he's just a fan, and he doesn't have, I mean, the dude's a fucking millionaire 10 times over at this point, like literally
for sure.
biggest name and effects in Hollywood. Like dude has no, I mean, he could have totally just said, it's, you know, it was fun, but like I got shit to do. I got business to handle, but it's just like, no, I'm going to be there, you know, because I
He
got to
should
be
have bought them
there.
all.
Yeah,
So
well,
what-
you know.
it's like his way of giving back. You know, it's
Oh, yeah.
basically the same thing. We're all fans, and we're all appreciative of George and the people that, you know, like a Greg that got in because of George. It's like his way of almost like giving back. So it's all, you know, this crazy, you know, troupe that George put together. He is King Billy, you know. I'm mostly because I keep on watching Knight Rider, and that's why it's like it's his best film.
I was gonna say Bulo is in straight up Knight Riders mode tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Speaking
Nothing wrong
Knight
with that.
Rider,
Hey, yeah,
And
there's nothing wrong
often
with that.
I've apologized to Gornick for waiting so long to seeing it because it was just like I didn't know. Now it's like
Oh,
every
yeah,
time I
that's the
watch
same
it, it
thing
just
with me,
gets
too.
better and better. So
Yeah, that's great.
That's why I always say I love Knight Riders before I knew who George Romero was.
Yeah.
So, you know.
yeah,
it's
I
my
can't wait to
favorite
show
non-zombie
Kara
movie.
because I was at her house waiting for her to get home, and I was watching some of it, and she goes, "Oh, Ed Harris, this is cool." Whatever. I was like, "Yeah, this is the Knight Riders. I want to watch this." I was like, "All right, one of these days, because it's 2.5 hours, we're gonna sit and watch this beautiful movie." So, yeah, it's
No,
different.
you're right. It is sort of like we said before. It's like created this Arthurian troop of loyal friends and followers. And the cool thing about it is that it perpetuates itself. So like going and meeting these people and seeing how much they love it, and meeting new fans and new friends, and the cast and crew that love this shit just as much as we all do. It makes me love it more. And if you want to see a real Romero fan, go back next year and see who shows back up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good
That's
point.
that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Is like if you have like a surface level Don fan, that might come to one of these one time and that's it. But you know, the people that keep coming back year after year after year, like my first trip in 2021, going to the mall and meeting all these people, and like you said, John, seeing that this is like a family reunion for these people, not just for fans to come and meet them, but for them too. And it's like, oh my God, it just makes me love it even more. And it's made me want to dive deeper into these films that I already love and learn all this new shit. And that's why it's cool when people like you show up, because you've got all this, you're this wealth of information and you're sharing all this shit with us. And it just keeps going. It keeps going and getting better and better and better. It's like it's never going to end. And I love that.
Yeah, it's good to let them know how much we appreciate them. Like I said,
Right.
about a couple of months ago, when I was talking to Gornick about stuff, I said, I really want to sit down and just like maybe have a talk with you, like just all this random stuff that, yeah, sure, this is great. 'Cause it's basically the early, like the very end part of Latent, the people that were there, all that, trying to just put everything together. So, we had like a video call and we're talking, and I have it all recorded. And, I basically was just like, dude, when we got to the end, I said, thank you so much. I respect your time, because it's hard to put this succinctly, that I've been such a fan of these films for so long. And I love that you guys did all that stuff. And I just want to talk about, just want to let him know how much I appreciate him, his work, his time, and it's not like he's an Academy Award winning cinematographer or whatever, not that he isn't, but the idea is that, like, it's good to let them know how much they are appreciated, just the way that like Guillermo del Toro did for George,
Right.
So,
Yeah,
and I think it's, and I basically had to stop saying it to Mike, because they don't want to get repetitive or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, it's okay, like, just give me a call, we'll talk or whatever. But I was like, I want to make it very clear, like, I can never, just like, when you talk to some people that were like part of Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead, they're like, I can't see it like a fan in a way. It's like, I can't see these people as like a friend in a way, because they are my friend, but like, whether they want to or not, I'm always putting them up here, because it's been like that for 30 years, where like these people are so important to me. You know what I mean? That like, I can't say like, yeah, we're just going to go hang it. even if we do, I'm always going to have that respect for them. So it's great. It's the point is to let them know how much that they are appreciated by us,
Right.
whether how big or small their role is, because I think they deserve it. And that's what part of doing this stuff is, and also meeting us. And it's just a big love fest. What can I say?
Yeah. It feels like some sort of like
Love
penance too, like paying homage and like a penance, especially to somebody that, like, I feel like I'm making up for something too, because I never got to meet George. You know what I mean?
I say that all the time.
I never got to personally meet George and thank him for changing my fucking life. Not just personally and feeling like creating this connection that I was able to like adhere to and bond to as a kid, but like all the friends and family that I've made because of these films and because of him and because of his love. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm making up for that now, through you guys and through everybody else.
Also, to piggyback on that, Matt, I've got friends that aren't into this stuff, but they absorb some of it because of me.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, you're going to that Dawn of the Dead mall again. It's like, yeah. And like my friends, when I was like 10, I had already seen Dawn in the theater, and I was just talking nonstop about it because, way back then in the early 80s, you couldn't see it because it wasn't out on home video. And so I was just talking about it over and over again. And I've got a bunch of friends that know Dawn of the Dead because of me. They don't like it, but they know about it because of me talking about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's weird like side effects.
That was like my entire adolescence growing up, high school, 20s, because like everybody knew me as, oh, you're the zombie guy. Oh, Dawn of the Dead. You're the guy with the Dawn of the Dead tattoo. I've never seen it, but I know what it is because you got the tattoo. And I'm like, yeah. But all my friends, like I used to play in bands with people. I'd play shows with people. Like that was my scene. Like, but I didn't have anybody to talk to about Dawn of the Dead or anything. Homepage of the Dead was a thing of the past. That was my only outlet that I had at the time. So yeah, like all through that time period, like people knew of Dawn of the Dead just because of me, but that's just. I couldn't talk to them about it or really explain it. Like I try to show it to people sometimes and they'd be like, I don't get it. And I'm just like, well, it's okay. But but again, Living Dead Weekend was kind of a place where like the first time I went, it's like all of a sudden you meet all these people that I say all the time, speak your language. And it's like, oh my God, I can actually just like openly talk to you about this. Like, you know what I mean when I say, money, 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 the next, what that means? Okay.
Manja.
All right.
Manja.
So yeah, like 20.
Manja.
So yeah, like the first year that we went, 2021, that was literally in my mind is like, okay, this is a one-time trip. Like I'm gonna get it, knock it off the bucket list, and that'll be that. But then it's like once you go, it's like, well, maybe I'll come back next year because there's a bunch of other stuff I still want to do. And then you do it, and then you meet more people, and then at this point, it's just like, okay, I got to go back. It's cool that there's a convention going on, but all my friends are going to be there. I get to spend the next 3 or 4 days of my life fucking just nerding out, and I mean, goddamn, I talk about this shit weekly. But it's like, how much more is there for me to say? But it's like I could never stop. I still want to, I still want to hang out and talk about this shit. So it just grows. And at this point, since 2021, I've been back to Pittsburgh. I think this will be my 8th trip back at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just like another place that I go. It's just like, going to,
It's an important place in your life.
yeah, it's just like, I'm just going down the road, It's like
and
an
you're
hour
continuing the
drive. In my
legacy with
mind, it's
zombie
like
shopping, right? So you got zombie shopping.
Exactly. Which I'm glad she was able to go because I'll have those photos of her in the mall, and one day, I mean, I'm sure if she gets older, she'll be like, I don't care about that, but I'll be like, yeah, but it meant something to your old man, all right? It did.
I've had a weird thing recently. I don't know if any of you felt this way, but I'm a serious collector, and I was going.
Oh, we know,
Chase.
Chase.
And I'm just like, this is actually counter to what George was saying with Dawn. Like me collecting all this stuff is like I'm basically the biker that's coming in and trying to hoard all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
I think about that all the time.
Yeah,
I
you're
think about that all the time.
But do you throw the shirt back with the tie on it, or do you keep it?
No, I keep it.
Know, man.
If it's from the mall, I want it.
Yeah. And then I was telling Larry that the other day too, and we were, I was, telling him to kind of enjoy everything, and it's just like, I always think back to that story that Suze tells, right at the end of George's life, where she was asking George, about his legacy and how he felt about his legacy and what did he think about it, and he was just like, nobody cares. And it's just like, I wish George was here to just come to Living Dead weekend, especially this year, and just realize like this is just you, this is you. Like you start like everybody that worked on your films are here. Like the fans from all over the world are here. They come to this mall for this particular convention. Look at all the. It's just like how could I feel like there would be no way in hell. Like he might still on the outside be like humble and be like what are you guys doing? Go home, But inside, I think it would. I think it would touch him, and it would be like the light switch getting turned on, maybe like. Of like, oh shit, like what did I do? I am King Billy. Oh my god, I've created an entire, race of people. What are these? What is going on here?
Deadites.
Something. But yeah, that's all. People are eating this conversation up in the chat. Larry saying you guys are on fire tonight with the observations. Larry loving it. Martha saying we are a family. Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, like talking about like being a fan of this stuff. I knew like that's why I love having people on, that I grew up idolizing, but like learning from, that I looked up to in terms of like their knowledge and stuff. Larry, Blasey, Felsher, Lee Carr. Lee, I saw you in the chat a minute ago, man. Anytime. But like these are the people that I grew up learning all this stuff from. Like I'd look at them and be like, oh my god, they actually went to the mall. You can do that. I want to do that one day. Norman England,
Yeah.
Like these are the people.
Godfather.
It's like how many are there people like that in other films? Like like because those guys are just as big celebrities to me as like anybody else. Like I remember going like in 2021 when I got in the elevator with Eric Kent, and I was such a big fan of WGON radio at the time, and I was just like, oh my god, it's fucking Eric Kent.
I still feel that way about Eric. I still feel that way about Matt Blasey too. Whenever I see Matt, I'm like, oh shit, what do I say?
Hey,
it's just a fucking dude,
Yeah,
it's cool.
And I sometimes give them a hard time, just as a joke. How do you know? Oh, when this or what? But it's not out of. It's just being silly, because all the stuff that I know, I didn't figure it out. All it came. You know what I mean? It gets passed on. That those guys were doing it. All Larry and all them were all doing it before me. I'm just trying to run with it and not embarrass myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I would. I'm talking to him, Larry. I'm trying to get him on, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because yeah, Lee would be just a great gig, because I'm sure he's just got stories out the yin yang of all that he's done. He was there. He was telling me about him, and Blasey was talking about this too when they were there with Greg and Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, Simon Pegg, going to all the locations and stuff. And I was just like, could you imagine? But it just shows you the power of Romero's work, is that you got people like Tarantino and Robert, like literal big Hollywood. Like Tarantino's literally like the biggest director in Hollywood, who's still making it a point to visit the mall, to visit the cemetery, like because it means so much to him and meant so much to him,
And it's I think also part of it that makes it so difficult is that like George is like your favorite director in a way, because even though he's been around for so long, he inspired so many people and like I said, I think a lot of like the more current stuff is so superficial, like whether it's Terrifier or Scream or whatever like that, but it's, what I mean, but that came from something else that probably came from George in a way, guys like Carpenter, Hooper, all those guys, they all respected George. It was like the first guy that actually did this. You know what I mean? He actually made it possible. Oh, you can actually make these kind of movies. I want to be a filmmaker, and then it gets spread out from there. And sometimes it's a shame that like even like the guitar player that I really like, Alan Holdsworth. He was like your guitar player's favorite guitar player. You'd have people like Eddie Van Halen that just like swooned over for Alan, and Alan would play in front of a club of like 100 people.
I
Whereas,
saw him in Sacramento in this tiny club, and there's like nobody there, and he's just sitting at the bar by himself, and everyone's kind of like,
you met Alan?
Afraid to talk. No, I didn't meet him. I saw him live, and
That's awesome.
everyone's afraid to talk to him. It was at Cattle Club in Sacramento. It's like tiny place, and it's like
What
you
year
couldn't even
was this?
pack that place. This was early '90s.
Oh, awesome! That's the peak. Did he have the syntax?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so it's probably like 92, 90, 93. But him and George have all these different similar parallels where like Alan created this completely unique way of music that inspired so many other guitar players before him. And now so much modern guitar playing sounds like what Alan was doing in 1980. But those people can't get into Alan because it's so weird, and it's also very far removed because they were influenced by that guy who was influenced by this guy, influenced by that guy. So like those current bands are more popular than Alan, and it's a shame that they don't get their due. And it's almost the same thing with George when you would see all these like, conventions for the horror movies or whatever that people are just lining up, and it's like, I think something that George should have gotten more recognition for. But at the same time, though, you have those people like Scorsese, that respected George, and Tarantino, and Tobe Hooper and all those guys, all Sam Raimi have all owed so much to George.
I was gonna point this out too, Larry. Rogan and Eric Weinstein had a talk about Holdsworth, and I thought, I saw that too, where they were mentioning, I think, no.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like because they were comparing like Eddie Van Halen and Alan Holdsworth, and Rogan had no idea who the hell Holdsworth was, but they were listening to it and they're like, I don't get it. It is whatever. Yeah. But then you think like, but that's Eddie Van Halen's favorite guitar player. It's just like it all comes from, I'm sure if you ask Rogan who George Romero is, he probably wouldn't know that. But that's usually very similar thing too. But if you ask him, that's like one of the most like not embarrassing, but just saddest things was like when George was on Opie and Anthony back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, and they were like, oh, it's the guy that made Dawn of the Dead, and they have George on the show, and they start asking him questions about the remake. They didn't even know that the original existed, and George was like, he's like, they're like, oh, where'd you come with that idea for where the guy's golfing off the roof? And George's like, I don't remember that. I don't think that one's me.
What a shame.
And they were like, okay. And I was just like, oh, these fucking idiots, like, how dare you?
What a disrespectful.
It was very similar tone of conversation that they were having. And I was thinking like, oh, if Vulu was listening to this right now, his head would explode.
I think I heard it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But also along the lines of what John was saying, it's like the famous Isaac Newton quote, standing on the shoulders of giants. Mm-hmm. You're disseminating information and enthusiasm, surrounded by people with tons of information, and you're creating more super fans and more people with more information. It's great. So
yeah, I agree with Larry. You're doing more than great things, John. I agree with that.
Well, thank you. I'm just trying.
You're the MVP.
Myself.
You're the MVP. I'm just gonna start referring to you as MVP from now on.
No, I don't want any of this silliness. John is just okay.
All right, we're 3 hours in. I don't know how we topped that. We really got deep on that, guys. I like that. That was good shit. But anybody have any last thing? Any particular guests you're super excited for? Any events that are going you're super excited for?
I haven't met Gornick yet, so I'm very interested in that. And John Rice.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one.
And the photo ops.
So funny.
So now I'm gonna go broke after seeing all those photo ops.
I was thinking that too. Yeah. But yeah, but again, it's like one of those things where it's just like, it's now or never type of thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
So
yeah,
but yeah, I'm with you. I'm maybe not as stoked as Michelle about Nick Mastandria, but I'm pretty fucking excited about Nick being there finally. I've always wanted to meet him and ask him.
Yeah.
He's the best scope zombie shot, I think. So I'm happy to see that. So
there you go, and we'll get to see that boxing match between him and Bob. That'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, Bafico, finally getting to meet Bafico, finally getting Mike Christopher on my Fluid 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton, and there's 8 more to go. So apparently, at least 8, according to Larry. So we'll see who else.
Well, there has
who
to be
else?
Christine. There has to be Christine. Has to be Warner. Has
Christine
to
isn't making it.
be. Oh, she's not.
What?
Oh wow.
No. No, I mean, her hands shake a lot, so I don't think she's, can really sign that much.
Mm.
Yeah, I noticed that in 23. She had quite a tremor.
Well, fuck signing, man. Like it's like we were saying
Yeah.
with Papalardo. Just come for a day and
Take a
just
picture. Yeah.
just to be there, so we can just stand there and let us line up and just to say thank you and then walk.
I mean,
it's like
I do agree, but that's always,
yeah, I got you.
It's not like I live in Pittsburgh. I could just stop right by. It's a whole rigmarole. I mean, I would love to see Christine again, but who knows?
There are very few people more important to what Dawn of the Dead was and became than Christine. I always say, like, Christine was George's muse at that time.
Yeah.
Like, and throughout that whole period, really. Like
one interesting thing that I also got from Mike, which sort of makes sense, which I didn't really pick up on when I had that long talk with him. We talked because I talked about Jack's wife and this and that, and Mike said one of the things that Christine really brought the Romero game up with is casting. He said like when she came on board, that the quality of the casting for the people went much higher because Mike was saying about some of the weakness of some of the cast from some of those earlier films, some of the acting isn't that strong, and he gave Christine the credit of sort of upping the casting game and getting better people for those roles.
But I also think, I think that's true. But I also think just like on a level of like putting George in a good headspace and having somebody have his back and support him and give him, like I said, just that, I don't know, influence or something. But there's no coincidence that as soon as he meets Christine, it's like he starts pumping out some of the best work of his life. Martin to Dawn to Night Riders to Creepshow to Day, and it's just like he had his assistant director, which is what she was always credited as, was his AD, and she was always there taking care of what needed to be taken care of. Oh, she had his back, and I
Who do you think you are, MGM Grand?
She's a queen.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be big. What about you, Todd? This is your first. Who are you excited to meet?
We kind of talked about it earlier. Nicotero. I am excited to meet him. I mean, I'm excited to be in Monroeville Mall where they actually film Dawn of the Dead. I just want to take it all in. You were kind of talking about that earlier too. Like I'm sitting back and actually like, I don't know. I'm going to have some sort of feelings, emotions when it comes to it, because it's like, I've been watching this movie for so many years now. And
my first time I cried, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I walked up to that biker entrance, and I walked and I was just looking at it. I was like, I've dreamt of this place for my most of my life. And when I took the tour and you're on the stairwell as well, the first time that I was on that stairwell, I was just like, it was just an overwhelming feeling of just like, God damn, like I have thought about this place my entire life, and here I am, like Jesus Christ.
And I've been holding off watching any of the tour stuff on YouTube because I'm like, okay, I'm going, like, I don't want to spoil anything because I want to, because I hear the tour is so great. I'm really looking forward to watching
it. Is.
So, where are you going?
Sunday. I'm going
the
Sunday morning. Yeah.
Oh, so you'll be on there with all of us. Right on.
We'll be there.
Awesome.
We'll be there.
So yeah.
So you'll be sneaking up on the roof with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Get a ladder.
You'll be our patsy. It's all your idea. If we get caught, fucking Todd and Aaron next to it.
Yeah.
Riverman did it.
Yeah. But meeting everybody, like I was saying, meeting everybody. I really appreciate you having me on and meeting everybody here. It's been great. So I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody here too. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait to meet you guys, dude. And like I said, that's one of the big.
Sleep.
Yeah. Don't sleep.
I don't plan on it. I don't sleep now.
Just try to eat. try to hydrate, drink something more than Iron City beers, and you won't end up in the Upper Peninsula Medical Center as somebody.
Yeah.
did.
Oh, y'all tell me this later, Alpha. I didn't hear this story.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll tell
Yeah, if
you.
you start body checking people, we're gonna go, what's going on here? So
Yeah. And be careful if you eat the Red Robin. There's something going on there. Something going on there.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. It had nothing to do with Red Robin.
do not smoke the hashish.
no happy smoke. Yeah.
Do not eat the brown red licorice
Acid.
or whatever. The
Yeah.
brown acid. Yeah. What about you, Matt? Who's on your go-to list immediately?
Jim Bavico for sure. And then John just reminded me to get Richard France to sign my night poster.
There you go.
So yeah,
John's got to do it first, though. John's got to do it first, though.
Well, yeah, I'll hold off. I was gonna say you have
to check in with John. You got to find John and say, "Have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Okay, am I good? Am I good? Okay."
But Mike Christopher, I've gotten several autographs from Mike, but I haven't gotten him on my poster. I haven't met him in person yet. Trying to think who else. Oh, big one. You're gonna be surprised. I have yet to meet Tony Booba. This is gonna be my first time meeting Tony. Yeah, dude.
Michelle's like, what? That's my boy.
It's my
homeboy.
That's my
Look,
homeboy.
Michelle's gonna get us all together. We're gonna load into the car like fucking
That's
clowns in
right.
a clown car. He's
There
gonna
we
take
go.
us all over Braddock. I'm excited. Thank you, Michelle.
Rent a bus.
You'll love Tony. You'll love Tony.
I'm
cool,
super
yeah.
excited to talk to him, and I'm more so about his documentaries than anything. He's one of my favorite documentarians, and
he sent me his latest like last year, and he's like, "Do you mind critiquing this for me?" And I'm like, okay. I'm like, Tony fucking Booba? Yeah, sure, I'll give it a whirl. I'm like, here's a few pointers. I'm like, here's a few pointers. I was like, what the fuck do I
Let
know?
me tell Tony Booba how to make his film better.
I mean, and it was good.
No thanks.
It's actually really good. It's one that he keeps posting about the becoming Benjamin
Yeah,
Button.
I've seen previews for that. I want to check that out.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, actually, I gotta say.
Didn't Dubinsky edit that or work on it with him?
Probably. I know he works with Tom on most stuff. So I know that
I messaged Dubinsky about something, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't get around to this because I was helping Tony with the project." So I think that might have been it.
yeah, and I think John Rice works on a lot of Tony stuff too still. So but yeah, I think Tom Tom does a lot of work with Tony still. Where'd Michelle go? Oh, she's gone.
She bounced again.
She lasted a while, bless her.
Yeah.
Now, what about you, John? I'm curious about this. Are you going? How much time are you going to spend trying to pick the brain of Nick Mastandria now that he's going? Because I mean, that's a dude that was there on the set every night, working side by side with Gornick and those guys.
Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't really know. I don't think, because I was really thinking about it. He started on the amusement park, and then did the winter stuff, and then Martin and all that stuff. But my knowledge is really like from the amusement park and before. I mean, I know enough about, but like the stuff that I'm really like hammering home about is mostly like, before night and after night. Like that period.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in
Jesus Christ,
in June, where they had all the night people, I was walking around. I'm trying to talk to people. I'm on fact-finding missions. In October, it was mostly just location stuff. Honestly, the only person that I would probably want to talk to a little bit, even though I've already talked to him, is Richard France about more of his involvement of.
Now that you've uncovered the great mystery of
so like I know how he got involved, but sort of just a little bit more like, well, then how did you get involved with Vanilla? How did you get involved? I got involved with the Crazies. I mean, basically, I think George wrote the part like for him in a way. I think I'm trying to remember, but
it's what didn't Tarantino call him the greatest exposition actor of all time?
Yeah. Also, his work with WQED, because he also, I believe, was like a movie critic at the time. He was like on a TV show. He has Richard France by far had like the most interesting life of I think anybody that's worked on any Romero film. Like all the stuff that he's done. Like I couldn't actually even try to fit it in his biography. It was just like Jesus, there's like almost too much to write about. So I try to keep it like relatively brief. But that's really about it. You know, I can talk to Mike, and I was like, Mike, I've literally asked you everything. I can't think of anything to ask you, so we could just BS about stuff. So I don't think there's anything I need to like interview someone with. So I really want to spend my time really just enjoying things, you know, talking to you guys, which I normally don't do because I'm doing X, Y, and Z, walking around the mall. You know what I mean? Like just trying to, I'm really looking forward to this time to like relaxing, you know, because you see me, you guys are all talking and I'm pulling up the posters, I'm doing this, and I don't know. So now it's, I mean, I still have to do some.
And I'll say this for anybody out there: if you see John walking around with an iPad, go up to him, say, "Hey, what's that? What you got on that? What you got on that?" He's like, "Oh,
I just had it freshly updated, and I'll have to do it again because I have like 30 gigabytes of stuff that I have to like retransfer over. So all my newspaper articles. That's why the one of the things that I just did recently was I helped curate the titles for Night of the Living Dead and like what they started from, which the movie started with no title. There's no, it was just called Monster Flick, but with all of these articles that I had, well, I know that this date they have this article, and I know that, you know, we have the clapstick photos for this, so we know it was called by this at that time. So I had just like put all that stuff together. So that's why I have all my articles, and you know, it's all there. I have to organize it properly.
You never fucking know what John's gonna pull up on that iPad, and it's gonna be it's gonna blow your mind.
And it's for other stuff too. I have things on amusement park, obviously Jack's wife, you know, stuff like that. But like I said, the stuff that I mostly know is from amusement park and before.
Which is why we love you, because those movies need more. I want more information on those movies. So the more you uncover, like I'm all for. I'm all there.
That's why I did. It's like, well, everyone knows a lot about Martin. Everyone knows a lot about Dawn. I'd rather keep my knowledge to something that not a lot of people know and kind of bring that up to the forefront because it's an important part of George's career. There's just a black hole there, you know. Night of the Living Dead came out, and then nothing happens until like the Winners or the Crazies. What happens in that small period of time? I still want to talk to Russ about what Vanilla originally was supposed to be before it got changed, and that I'm kind of interested in, like 1968, 1969. What happened after Night? How did Vanilla sort of come to be? And
it reminds me of watching the Zombie Jamboree earlier. There's the part in that documentary where George and them were taking questions, and some guy asked, you know, when is There's Always Vanilla gonna get an official release? And George just like, never, I hope, you know.
But that's what I mean. As someone should kind of try to figure out who everybody is, you know, like all the. I'm trying to finish up the amusement park. I corrected a couple of things with the help of Mike, but there's still some names that I'm not sure of who they are. And the problem is that it was brought to them by the communicators of Pittsburgh, so they brought people over. So it could be people that, you know, that they knew that no one at Laurel would have known at the time. So
I think that's probably a big problem with the amusement park, is that a lot of those extras or whatever you want to call them or have no like connection to anybody at Laurel or anything like that. They were just kind of, which is kind of funny when you watch the amusement park. You can just see like they just kind of walk around in circles in the background. It's just like
people that I know, like John Fitzpatrick, who was in the Crazies. I know where he is now. I know where Rex Gleason, who did the sound for I think did he do sound for Jack's wife? Yeah,
it sounds familiar.
But Rex Gleason, he worked with Leighton around that time. He's there. But I had sent Mike a couple of photos, like, hey, who are these people here? Because I see them in a couple of shots. And he's like, oh, that's this and that's that. But I don't know who these two people are. So it's like, well, this possible. And his wife, Mike's wife, worked with the communicators. So he's like, I'll ask my wife.
That'd be a good one to ask.
Well, she didn't know either. So it's like, no one really knows who these people are. So
if anybody's gonna figure it out, it's gonna be you. Because I don't know how the hell you come across any of this.
Well,
I'm just
I'm also hoping to talk to Bonnie Heinzman because it's Nick's sister. So maybe ghosts.
I thought about I thought about that too, because Larry mentioned Nick was going to be there, and I think Nick's going to be in town for a family thing. He just happens to be in town the weekend, a Living Dead weekend, so he's going to be there. There's a possibility Bonnie might show up.
That would be. I'd love to talk to her. And I watched her interview with the amusement park, and I think everything she said was like dead on. So because she was a secretary for Latent at that time. There's not that many people around that were there at that 1970, 71. So I would love to talk to her about certain things about the films that were going on, and some of the people the people that people don't know very well, like Rex Gleason or John Fitzpatrick or John Stoll or Kramer Riblet, Bob Ratowski. That's what I mean. Like, most people don't know those names because it's in that little period. That's why I said, well, I should probably know.
I didn't really know those names until you brought them up. So until you told me about them, and now you watch the movies back and you see these names in the credits all the time, and you're just like, oh, and now you can put a face to I'm forever grateful that I found out who all these people are now, because then I can see Kramer Riblet in fucking There's Always Vanilla in the bar scene. I'm just like, I know who that is. I know who that is now.
Yeah.
And it's just, and again, it just goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's just that we just want to know. We just want to know. It's not gonna win us any money playing Jeopardy or anything. They're not gonna ask that question. But for me, it's just I got more information now.
A better understanding of the movie. And speaking in that same scene, the black guy that walks in the bar right afterwards, the guy's Harry Clark. He's also in the Calgon commercial. He's one of the scientists in the
Calgon commercial. Interesting.
That's what I mean. It's that's really cool to put these little connections together, and that's the stuff that I really like. It just gives me a better understanding.
Why? But why do we love doing that so much? I can't explain it, but we just do. It's just like that little spark in your brain that just those little synapses that just hit, and you're just like, yeah. It's the best. Larry saying George was the best man to Bill Heinzman at the wedding of Bill and Bonnie. There you go. I didn't know that. And he's also saying Richard France is an Orson Welles expert and a scholar. I do remember hearing that. He loves that I knew about Welles and talked to him about Welles the first time that I really got to talk to him back in 2019. So there you go. If you're an Orson Welles fan, talk to Richard about Orson Welles, and you can probably get a lot of time at the Richard France table. Fenwick was asking about the cabinets in the shower room and Vanilla, the story that he tells. He doesn't quite understand it. I don't know if I do either, actually.
I think it's
maybe a metaphor for the absurdity of war, but
Chris is just a reverence, just because that's how he is.
His character.
Little toy boats and this and that. And I guess
I can't even get the chick to appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I guess it's endearing, and then it comes off as obnoxious.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Welles things is the drunk outtakes of some wine commercials he did.
Oh, yeah.
The French.
Oh, the French. Oh, it's the best. It's so funny.
Well, there you go. Talk to Richard about that. I'm sure he'd love that.
I'll have to,
but guys, less than 2 weeks away, Living Dead weekend. I'll be seeing all you guys up close and in person. We'll be able to smell each other next time. It'll be great.
I might shower.
I probably won't.
Please do.
But appreciate everybody watching the chat. I hope to see a lot of you guys as well. Come up, say hi, shake hands. We're all here for the same reasons. And
I hope to get some straggler footage uploaded before the show so I can record a whole bunch of new shit. So
that's so funny. Everyone sounds like.
Where the fuck did Will go?
Where's Will? Where'd you go?
Uh-oh.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah. His phone gave out. But Jace, what do you got coming up, man? I know every Thursday of the Dead over on Music and Monsters. I'll put the link to the channel down in the description for everybody.
This coming Thursday is going to be where I finally go in depth about Partially Devoured. I've been talking about doing that for so long, and the reason it's been so long is because I've been studying it, taking notes, and I didn't want to get through it too fast because I was enjoying it so much. And so that's pretty much it. And then after that, I think right before the show will be a Dawn of the Dead episode because I have some Dawn stuff to show off.
Sweet.
Makes sense.
Everybody check it out. Music and Monsters on YouTube. Check it out. Thursday of the Dead. I always say this. It's very consumable. I love watching. I love when they come out, and I can watch it on lunch break at work or something like that.
Yep, they're short.
Yeah, and it's always worth checking out.
It's great content.
Will is popping in multiple spots here. Uh-oh. What is going on?
Well, it's teleporting.
Yeah, I don't know what Will's doing. I'm just going to move him out here, and if I see him pop up down here at the bottom, I'll throw him back in here. Riverman, Todd, what's going on with Revival House? What you guys got coming up?
Yep, youtube.com/Revival House. We've been doing Friday Night at the Morgue past week. Last week we did, of course, yesterday was Obsession with Alpha, of course, was on there with John Grande, which great episode, so much fun. Talk to those guys.
It was a lot of fun.
And then we've been doing Evil Dead month. So we've been going through the whole Evil Dead franchise. When it comes to, the first one, we're already, I think we're up to Army of Darkness next. So we're working on that this week, and then going to move through that until the new one comes out. But yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Cool. Everybody check them out. Revival House, and I'm on there. Are we doing another one this upcoming Friday? It's usually every other Friday, but
yeah, we might be doing one this Friday because a Living Dead weekend. So next month it's going to be hectic. So it's almost June now. So yeah,
it'll be June come Monday.
Tomorrow?
So it's here. It's here.
Yes.
Matt, what do you got? What you got in the works, my man? Everybody go check his channel out. If you haven't seen Spirit of a Place, if you're going to Living Dead weekend, highly recommend watch Matt's video, Spirit of a Place on Monroeville Mall before you go, and it'll get you nice and plump and ready to fucking get there. And I don't know. That's the effect it had on
me. You rock hard,
but,
Mike.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time. I'm just kidding.
It's just the effect it had on me, but
No, I was actually I was hoping to have some kind of physical copy of that to give out, but it didn't work out in time. I don't have a way to burn that stuff. Eric Kent mentioned something about making Blu-rays, and we just never got together on it. But
well, I need a copy. So
yeah, I was gonna try, but my external Blu-ray player isn't recording for some reason. But maybe there's still time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got about a week or so. I know I'm leaving that Tuesday, so I've got about a week and a half before I bounce. But so one way or the other, I'll get some physical copies for friends that want them. But speaking of that, so I don't know how to do the 4K, but speaking of that, I just want to throw it out there and kind of remind everybody, I will have my camera with me at the mall, talking about filming stuff and kind of documenting things. I'm not going to have like an official booth or like a space or anything there, but if you see me, I would like to record your feelings about the mall, since this is pretty much it. So if, at any point you see me, if you have some things to talk about, if you have some feelings that you want to get off your chest, or some memories you want to talk about, or whatever, please just hit me up. We'll stop right there, and I'll film it for you. I kind of want to document that for as many people as possible.
Matt will be your therapist.
Heck
yeah. We'll have almost like a little testimonial space, or like if you want to consider it like a therapy session, just let me know, and we'll find a spot, and I'll let you talk. Like I said, the floor will be yours, and it won't be anything, if you're scared to be on camera, like I promise I'm not going to bite you. It's nothing crazy like that. Just any thoughts or feelings, we can edit it however you want. I would be happy to do that for anybody. So just throwing it out there. So that's what I got coming up. And, like I said, I'll be running around Braddock filming some stuff. I kind of want to put something together for Martin, like a little video essay or something. So that'll be coming after Living Dead weekend too.
Very cool. Looking forward to that, man. Synth, what you got coming up, man? I know you're going to be doing a lot of filming.
I shot so much last 2 Living Dead weekends, I still haven't uploaded it all. So I'm going to try my best to get all that finished, uploaded for the next wave of stuff. Because with all the other cameras I'm bringing this time, including a nice drone and the 360 camera, and doing some other stuff, it's going to be a slog, but it's going to be fun too. So yeah, look for more barrage of imagery. So.
Hey, like I said, document it as much as you can. Get
Yeah.
it all in. Get it all in.
I did so much last time I didn't have time to upload it, so that's why it creates a whole like mess of work. So the sad thing is the mall has poor signal, so I can't stream it for the most part. So I have to do offload stuff.
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
John, you got anything you're working on for your channel or anything? Or you got anything you want to promote?
I don't really like I said. I don't have like an official channel. It's just whatever nonsense I put up that I feel like, okay, I have to put this up here, because someone's going to appreciate it. But not really. I still want to do a video about some of the extras that were in Jack's Wife and the Crazies. The problem is one of the names that are in there is the nude models, and I don't know if they want that to be out there. So I've been holding off on doing them. I might just say, to hell with it, but I don't know. That's really the only thing that's holding me back.
Just go for it. Just do it.
Do it. Do them.
Yeah.
Do them.
So I'll see, but but that's really about it. I can't think of any, particular project. All the stuff that I do is just gathering, and then giving it out. So
well, you will be you will be at the Zombicide Night of the Living Dead game night on Thursday night before Living Dead weekend. You're going to be there, so if you want to go play some Night of the Living Dead board game, you'll see John there. Go up to him and just tell him, "Hey, talk to me about Night of the Living Dead," and you can just stand there for 3 or 4 quick hours, and John will tell you everything you've never knew you wanted to know about Night of the Living Dead until he tells you. So
I was joking because I think they're also having a screening of Night there.
They are.
Yeah. So I left a little silly comment. For $5, I'll bite your ear off every little piece of minutia that I could think of. Jim wants me to write a book, but it was like, I don't know how I would do it because I have a whole 7-page history of the entire farmhouse property from when it was first discovered to who's there now and all the people that owned it and stuff. And I feel like if I was to do some sort of book, it would have to be this stupid chronological book of everybody that was involved in the film and just what was going on up to a certain point. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, if anybody needs to write a book, it's you. So I'll be first customer.
There are, I would say, 3 extras that I really want to find before I feel satiated. Where because there's two people in the day for night shot that we don't know, and they're both guys, and one of them is we know that they're shooting Super 8 film with each other. And I have to know where that is. And that really pisses me off.
Yeah, for sure.
2 people we don't know. What if I knew one, I can find the other. But also that shot is so iconic. It would be nice to know everybody that was in that photo. And then there's one of George Casana's friends that you see a good close-up of. I think I might know who that is. If I can find those 3, everybody left in the film that we don't know is so unbelievably obscure that there's no way that I would be able to find them unless someone just comes out of the woodwork and just says hey, this is my, this is my, how I
which
found.
Happens. Yeah, which happens.
Yeah. And actually,
if
I can just, I'll tell it as quickly as possible how I found the woman that got shot. We had some bad information. I said, I assumed it was this person, and we only had bad photos of someone else. So when I contacted the woman's brother, oh yeah, this looks like my mom. Are you sure? All right. So we just put it up with what we knew. And Jim had sent me something that was in the Facebook group that I wasn't a part of. So I started looking at all the photos that were in there, thinking there might be something in there. And there was an article that was done the day of Night's premiere that I've never seen before. And it mentions an extra who I didn't know. I said, oh my God, look, there was an extra in here that we didn't know. That person wasn't in the film, but as I was doing research, I put their name in the Evans City Facebook group, and someone said, oh, my mom was in the film. And I'm thinking, okay, I mean, this was a post from 7 years ago, whatever. Let me look into it. I found her obituary. Her obituary said that she was a waitress, and I went, wait a minute. Ella Mae Smith told us there was only 5 people that were in the film from Evans City. They knew 4 of them, and 1 was a waitress. And I said, oh, my God, this could be it. And
There
sure
you
enough,
go.
it was that. So it was just this random comment, but it's
Awesome.
like this thread I have to like completely unravel to find,
That's also like, yeah, it's also like the great thing about social media now. It's like for all the bad that social media brings, it's like these are the stories that it's like, oh, this would have never happened if we didn't have something like Facebook to like connect these dots.
Yeah. And the daughter was very nice. And then when she put up a thing, oh, this guy, I thought he was really weird, but it turns out he actually working for these people. Because that's what you get. It's common. And like someone posted, I think it was like, oh yeah, mom always told us this. I thought you knew that. And I responded like, yeah, you guys knew, but we didn't know. Like you could have told us, or
it's
even
that family. Yeah, it's that family lore. That's just like, they passed it down. And that's kind of how it was when we met David Imge's family. Like they didn't know that as many people were that loved Dawn of the Dead and loved David in Dawn of the Dead as there were. To them, it was just like, oh, let's watch Uncle David and the movie he made back in the day. On it's Christmas, let's get together and watch, Uncle David's movie. But then it's like they don't know how many people are into this shit as we are. Michelle, Will, you guys have anything you want to promote?
Can you hear me?
Get out of here?
Am I frozen?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Okay.
You look very, I don't know, you look kind of depressed here. I don't know what's going on.
Am I frozen?
You have like you have an emo Facebook profile
Matt's
pic
telling
going
me I'm
on right now.
frozen. I was like,
Well, we can hear you. You
Okay,
want to
I
promote
can
anything
just-
before we get out of here?
no, just really excited to see you guys. Another couple weeks. So, am I here yet? Am I still frozen?
You're frozen via satellite.
Screenshot that. Someone screenshot
I was gonna say, Will send me a
Screenshot
picture.
it.
Can you just imagine?
That's the face that she's going to give when Nick Mistandria goes, I'm not signing all that.
Larry already gave him a heads up. I'm a coming.
That's kind of like the Olympics. Michaela Maroney is not impressed face.
Oh, nice. Nice.
You should get a
That's
discount.
hilarious.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat. Will
you.
signing off. Watching Dawn crashing out. Hell yeah, that's the way to go. Bonnie, always a pleasure to see you. Stezio, see you soon, my man.
See you soon, man.
Jeff, see you soon as well. Look forward to finally meeting you. And yes, Larry, next Sunday night, the official Living Dead weekend preview show. It's Ask Larry. If you have questions, you want to know about guests, who did he try to get? Who said no? Who said yes? How did you get so-and-so? You have anything at all you want to ask Larry, he will be here to give you the answers to your questions. So that'll be next Sunday night, June 7th, 10 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be a special multi-stream with the boys over on Dead Pit as well as Larry's channel. So we're gonna be coming from all walks of life. You can pick us up in the fillings of your teeth if you try hard enough. So
be fully saturated.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll
immersed.
Be fucking everywhere. Satan, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Satan. Fenwick, always good to see you, my man. Thanks for coming back in. But yeah, see you guys soon. Looking forward to it. 12 days away. And
I'm waving. You probably can't see me.
soon.
I don't know. You still look sad to me, Michelle, but we'll use our imagination.
Yeah.
But until then, see you guys next weekend.
All right,
and
buddy.
see you guys Living Dead weekend. But until then, everybody stay safe, stay prepared, but always stay scared. Nope, I'm still here. Bye, everybody.